Chapter 400. Kill. The sky prides of the four major tribes exchanged glances with one another. They were all a little surprised. In the immortal ancient world, the dragon-human race was extremely domineering. Whether it was the prodigies of the outside world or the races of the immortal ancient world, almost no one dared to provoke the dragon-human race. Now, which ignorant fool dared to provoke the noble daughter of the dragon-human race? You don't need to know too much about the details. You just need to help me kill. That person is called Princess Longi. She can be considered a top prodigy of the outside world. You can't fail miserably. Also, to ensure that you can kill her, you can lure her into a secret killing array. Aolwan said. Hearing Aolwan's words, the prodigies of the four races did not find it difficult. Their cultivation levels were higher than the prodigies of the outside world. In addition, the prodigies of the four races worked together and had the support of the killing array. Killing a prodigy of the outside world was too easy. Even if it was a top prodigy, they were confident that they could kill him. Don't worry, noble daughter. Of course we will help you. The prodigy of the Thunder Ape race cupped his hands. If you do well this time, I can give you more of the immortal ancient Tao Lake. Aolwan said. Hearing this, the prodigies of the four races were pleasantly surprised. They also coveted the immortal ancient Tao Lake. Although the four races each had a piece of land in the immortal ancient Tao Lake, it was not a good piece of land. Even if Aolwan only gave them a small piece of the core area, it would be invaluable. This deal was simply too worth it. All right, there's one more thing. When you kill Princess Longi, don't tell anyone that I ordered you to do it. Aolwan reminded. We understand. The prodigies of the four races cupped their hands. Then, they left and began to plot against Princess Longi. The immortal ancient races were local tyrants. It was easy for them to find out Princess Longi's whereabouts. Seeing the backs of the prodigies of the four races leave, Aolwan's lips curled into a cold smile. Once Princess Longi was eliminated, Aolwan would be the only one Long Outyin could rely on. How can a man I want be snatched away by another woman? Aolwan thought coldly. She is indeed a noble lady of the dragon-human race. She can easily determine the life and death of a top heavens prideling with just a few words. At this moment, Baimer walked up and said with a smile. Aolwan raised an eyebrow and looked at Baimer. I hope you know your place and don't play any tricks. Otherwise, you may become the next Princess Longi. Baimer shook her head and smiled. She did not mind Aolwan's threat, because she had already achieved her goal. On the other side, Jun Xiaoyao calmly sat cross-legged on a cliff. Next, there will be a good show to watch. Jun Xiaoyao stood up and looked into the distance with a smile. Aolwan thought that Baimer was on the first level while she was on the second. Little did they know that Jun Xiaoyao, who was standing behind Baimer, had long been hiding on the fifth floor, controlling everything from the shadows. In the next few days, the heavens favorites of the four different kinds began to move as well. They chose the location of the array and found out where Princess Longi was. In an undulating mountain range, a beautiful silhouette was fighting against a beast. That silhouette was Princess Longi. She wore a palace dress that accentuated her slender waist. Her figure was beautiful and alluring. Her silky hair fluttered in the wind, accentuating the elegance of a dragon princess. Her peerless face was shrouded by a blurry aura. However, the aura that was emitted from her body carried a powerful pressure. Princess Longi's cultivation level was at the initial stage of the true immortal realm. She was even slightly stronger than Long Aotian and the others. Of course, this was understandable. Princess Longi was an ancient freak. Her cultivation level was already one step ahead of the current generation's heavens favorites. Moreover, she had also refined a drop of the ancient emperor of the Azure Dragon's blood. Her current cultivation was no longer the same as before. Princess Longi waved her hand and a golden dragon seal slammed down. The beast flipped over and its body cracked. Princess Longi may be slender, but after consuming the ancient king's blood, her physical strength was terrifying. Compared to other beasts, she was 100 times more terrifying. After slapping the beast to death, Princess Longji looked at a small tree growing in the mountains. There was a dragon snake fruit on the tree. It was beneficial to her cultivation. That Long Out Yin still wants to work with me and conquer me. He doesn't know that I don't need to rely on anyone. Princess Longji muttered to herself. She was proud and arrogant, but at the same time, extremely confident. Even though she lost in the battle with Jun Xiaoyao, she did not give up. Instead, she gritted her teeth and continued to cultivate. Princess Longji now had the confidence to face Jun Xiaoyao again. Her only target now was Jun Xiaoyao. After all, Jun Xiaoyao was the only person who had left a mark in her heart. As for Long Outyin, although he was a Zulong prodigy like her, he was just a passerby. Princess Longji also hated Long Outyin's gaze, which was filled with lust. If Long Outyin was not a prodigy of the lair of Zulong, Princess Longji might have slapped him in the face. Forget it. I'll pick this dragon snake fruit first. Princess Longji shook her head and got ready to pick her spoils. Just then, a gust of wind blew past. The next moment, the dragon snake fruit on the small tree disappeared without a trace. Who is it? Princess Longji's hair fluttered in the wind. Who is it that had the guts to pick her peaches midway? You're the famous ancient freak, Princess Longji? In the distance, there was a green whirlwind. In the whirlwind, there was a humanoid creature with green wings. His feet were like bird claws. The dragon snake fruit was in his claws. This youth was a prodigy of the Wind Spirit clan. He was a late-stage true immortal. Immortal ancient clan? Princess Longji frowned. In the immortal ancient world, the immortal ancient clans were the local tyrants. They were more troublesome to deal with. Although the powerful beings of the immortal ancient clans couldn't leave their clan grounds, the younger generation's prodigies had higher cultivation than the prodigies of the outside world. They also knew the environment and secrets of the immortal ancient world very well. Therefore, unless they had no other choice, the prodigies of the outside world wouldn't want to offend the prodigies of the immortal ancient clans. Princess Longji didn't have much interaction with the immortal ancient clans. She didn't understand why they would provoke her. The prodigy of the Wind Spirit clan scanned Princess Longji. His eyes were filled with surprise. Princess Longji's figure and aura were too outstanding. Her breasts were high, her waist was slender, and her legs were as white as jade. Her bare feet touched the void. She was like a peerless beauty carved from jade. One couldn't help but want to lick her from head to toe. Thinking that such a peerless beauty would soon fall, this Wind Spirit clan prodigy felt that it was a pity. But thinking of his mission, he still said, "That's right. Do you want the dragon snake fruit back?" "It was mine to begin with," Princess Longji said coldly. "How about you accompany me for once? If you serve me well, not only will I return the dragon snake fruit to you, but the Wind Spirit clan will also provide you with protection." The prodigy of the Wind Spirit clan purposely provoked her. "How dare you?" Princess Longji shouted, and her chi of the peak of the true immortal realm exploded. As the high and mighty Princess Zulong, she was the descendant of the ancient emperor of the Blue Dragon. How could she endure such humiliation? Even if he was a prodigy of the immortal ancient clans, she would still kill him. "Die!" Princess Longji shouted coldly. She wanted to kill the prodigy of the Wind Spirit clan. Chapter 401. One had to admit that Princess Longji had a bold personality. She was like a queen. She would kill even the prodigies of the immortal ancient races. Princess Longji reached out and used the anti-dragon hand. The golden dragon claw grabbed at the Wind Spirit prodigy. The waves were shockingly strong. True god lesser perfection. The Wind Spirit clan's prodigy was also surprised and shocked. Princess Longji was much stronger than the other prodigies. They were not on the same level at all. No wonder the noble lady of the dragon human race said that we should lure her into the killing array. It seems like that is the case. The Wind Spirit prodigy was shocked. If they did not set up the array beforehand, they would suffer heavy losses even if they could kill Princess Longji. The prodigy of the Wind Spirit clan also used his divine ability to resist this wave. A green wind blade shot out and tore the void apart. However, they were all destroyed by the golden dragon claw. The Wind Spirit prodigy spat out a mouthful of blood. He flapped his green wings and turned to run. The wind spirit race was naturally compatible with the laws of the wind, so they had a great advantage in terms of speed. Seeing the wind spirit clan's prodigy leave in a flash of green light, Princess Longji did not hesitate and chased after him. The wind spirit prodigy offended her and even stole her dragon snake fruit. Princess Longji's anger would not be appeased if she did not kill him. Of course, Princess Longji was no fool. She knew that the wind spirit prodigy might have gone to find other companions. However, Princess Longji was very confident in her own abilities. Even if there were a few more people, she would not be afraid. You dare to provoke me? Don't even think about living. Princess Longji's eyes were cold. Next, it was a game of one running and one chasing. Before long, the wind spirit prodigy was chased to a canyon. The wind spirit prodigy gritted his teeth and entered the canyon. Princess Longji frowned and stopped in her tracks. She scanned the area with her divine sense, and a cold smile appeared on her lips. As expected, she could vaguely sense a few auras in the canyon. Their cultivation levels were not weak. Do you think I will be afraid just because you have a few people lying in ambush? If she did not sense the aura, Princess Longji might have hesitated. But since she could sense his aura, Princess Longji had nothing to fear. With light steps, she entered the canyon in a flash. However, not long after entering the valley, Princess Longji's expression changed. In the void, there were faint, incomplete formation runes flashing. Then, streaks of sword chi burst out from the void. Killing a ray, Princess Longji finally realized that she had fallen into a trap. The real killing move was not the auras hidden in the dark, but the incomplete ancient killing formation. As expected, he walked right into the trap. Around the canyon, young figures appeared. In addition to the prodigies from the Wind Spirit clan, there were also prodigies from the Rock Demon clan, Thunder Ape clan, and Vajra clan. The four of them were the strongest young geniuses of the four major races. Among them, the weakest cultivation was all late-stage, true God realm. The genius of the Lightning Ape tribe had even reached the complete true God realm. It could be said that with the combined power of the four of them, in addition to the slaughtering formation, the four of them would be able to kill the three of them. It was not impossible to kill Princess Longji. Princess Longji reacted immediately. As she dodged the sword chi in the killing array, she said coldly, "How dare you plot against me? Who ordered you to do this?" Princess Longji had no enmity with the four major races. She had no interactions with them. There was no need for the prodigies of the four major clans to deliberately target her and lure her here. It was obvious that someone was behind this. You're indeed smart. Unfortunately, we cannot tell you. The Thunder Ape tribe's prodigy chuckled. Aolwan had instructed them not to tell anyone about her. Naturally, they would not tell anyone. Princess Longji's mind turned over, but she could not figure out who it was. Under normal circumstances, no one dared to provoke her, much less plot against her. If she had to guess, could it be? Princess Longji's mind flashed, and she gritted her teeth. June! Xiao! Yao! Princess Longji's eyes were cold. Other than June Xiaoyao, whom she had fought before, Princess Longji could not think of anyone else who would target her like this. With June Xiaoyao's scheming personality, it was possible that he was the one behind this. June Xiaoyao, with your capabilities, you can fight me fair and square. Why do you have to resort to such despicable methods? You're such a despicable person. Princess Longji shouted. The four major races prodigies looked at each other suspiciously. Who is June Xiaoyao? However, they did not think too much about it. They prepared to surround and kill him. Princess Longji did not know that in the dark, the real mastermind, Aolwan, was observing from the shadows. Who is June Xiaoyao? But that's fine. This is good. Aolwan was surprised too. She had never heard of June Xiaoyao's name. However, this was just as well, as no one would suspect her, Aolwan. On the other side, Baimeyer was observing as well. Inside the valley, the battle had begun. Princess Longji was trapped in the array. Not only did she have to defend against the array, she also had to defend against the attacks of the four major races prodigies. The four major races prodigies did not enter the array. Instead, they attacked from the outside, trying to exhaust Princess Longi. The wind spirit race's prodigy flapped his wings. Countless green blades of wind whizzed out, sweeping across the sky. The diamond race's prodigy punched. Many sharp diamonds shot out, enough to turn a mountain into a hornet's nest. The rock demon race's prodigy raised his hands. The earth's energy surged, forming a giant rock. He threw it out, enough to crush everything. The thunder ape race's prodigy raised his hand. Lightning surged, forming a long lightning whip. It stretched for thousands of feet, whipping towards Princess Longi. The four major races prodigies' combined attack was extremely powerful. Out of all the prodigies who entered, not many could withstand it. Princess Longi felt a sense of danger. Even though she was an ancient freak with a strong foundation, she was still in danger against such an attack in the array. Princess Longi used the true dragon grand technique. Dense dragon chi surged in the air. She used the ancestor dragon breaks the heavens. A terrifying ancestor dragon shadow appeared, filling up the sky. The ancestor dragon reached out with its claw. The powerful ripples made the four major races prodigies' expressions change. After refining a drop of the ancient Dragon King's blood, Princess Longi's true dragon grand technique was clearly several times more powerful. Kaboom! This place was in an uproar. The entire canyon was rumbling and shaking. Terrifying dermic power rippled in all directions. The four major races prodigies all retreated, their blood boiling. However, this ripple seemed to affect the array even more. The runes in the array flashed even more intensely. Thousands of terrifying sword chi appeared, attacking Princess Longi. Damn it! Princess Longi's expression darkened. This array was extremely powerful. Princess Longi would not be able to break out in a short period of time. With the four major races prodigies harassing her, Princess Longi might really be trapped and die. Thank goodness we listened to the Dragon Human Clan's princess. Otherwise, we would be in danger. The Thunder Ape Clan's prodigy sighed. Without this array, even if they could kill Princess Longi, at least 2 or 3 of them would have died. Slash! A thick sword chi sliced through the air. Even though Princess Longi had used a defensive technique, her arm was still grazed. Blood spurted out. Damn it, Jun Xiaoyao, don't let me see you again. Otherwise, I will cut you into pieces. Princess Longi was filled with hatred. To her, Jun Xiaoyao was too cunning. How dare he trick her like this? However, what everyone did not know was, in a hidden void several hundred miles away from this place, Jun Xiaoyao stood calmly with his hands behind his back. He smirked as if he was watching a show, watching Princess Longi struggle in the killing array with great interest. Chapter 4:02. What an interesting sight, Jun Xiaoyao murmured to himself. It was rare for an ancient freak like Princess Longi to be in such a sorry state. Other than the time when she was defeated by Jun Xiaoyao, this was the second time she was in such a sorry state. When Lei Mingyuan saw this scene, he secretly swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Jun Xiaoyao didn't even lift a finger. He used a few tricks to make an ancient freak so miserable. It was terrifying just thinking about it. He could have defeated her with brute force, but he chose to toy with her. Lei Mingyuan sighed. Those who were on the same side as Jun Xiaoyao felt a sense of security. But if she was his enemy, that would be tragic. You are the son of deity. You killed Princess Longi without shedding a drop of blood. Lei Mingyuan continued to flatter. You think my goal is to kill Princess Longi? That's too simple. Jun Xiaoyao shook his head and chuckled. What? That's not your goal? Lei Mingyuan was stunned. He thought Jun Xiaoyao was on the 5th level. But Jun Xiaoyao was probably on the 10th level. This kind of shrewdness was too deep. It made one's hair stand on end. Let's continue watching the show. Princess Longi isn't in such a bad state yet. Jun Xiaoyao said. On the other side of the valley, Princess Longi naturally wouldn't give up. She continued to resist. After consuming the ancient emperor's blood, Princess Longi's abilities increased exponentially. Killing her was no longer an easy task. The heaven's favorites of the four clans were all having a hard time. Of course, Princess Longji couldn't escape the array. All in all, as long as this drags on, Princess Longji would be at a disadvantage. And as time passed, the power of the killing array seemed to be getting stronger and stronger. Even Princess Longji began to show signs of injury. Blood dripped from the corner of her lips. She did indeed have many powerful protective items. But because of the rules of the immortal ancient world, she couldn't use items that exceeded her limit. Thus, Princess Longji could only rely on herself to escape. But she just couldn't get away. As time passed, Princess Longji became more and more miserable. She coughed up blood. There were also many sword wounds on her snow-white, jade-like body. The fresh blood contrasted against her jade-like skin, and it was extremely glaring. Damn it! Princess Longji's hair danced in the wind, her expression cold. Other than the time she was tortured by Jun Xiaoyao, Princess Longji had never been in such a sorry state. At this moment, the formation runes within the killing formation flickered. Sword chi converged and turned into a 1,000-long ray of sword light. It slashed down on Princess Longji. Princess Longji used the Dragon Emperor's supreme technique, the defensive mystique of the Dragon Emperor's codex, the eternal golden dragon shield. The golden dragon soared into the sky and coiled around itself to form a golden dragon shield. The sword light struck the dragon shield, but it only lasted for a moment before it was broken. Pucci! Princess Longji stumbled backward and spat out blood. She was heavily injured. The power of this formation exceeded the upper limit of the true immortal realm. Even Princess Longji could not withstand it. Her body was severely injured. Good chance. Seeing this, the four races prodigies' eyes lit up. Naturally, they would not miss this opportunity. The heavens' favorites of the four different kinds all exploded with their most powerful techniques. Terrifying vibrations rolled out and transformed into destructive waves that headed towards Princess Longji. Feeling the vibrations, Princess Longji's eyes finally revealed a trace of despair. Am I going to die here today? Princess Longji gritted her teeth. As the first ancient freak to be born, she could have been the first to rise up and become the most dazzling existence. But meeting Jun Xiaoyao seemed to have used up all her luck. Her journey here had been bumpy. Now, she was on the brink of death. I'm finally going to die. In the dark, Aolan's beautiful eyes flashed with joy. However, just as Princess Longji was about to lose all hope, a sword light sliced through the air. It was not the sword light of the killing formation, but the sword light of the immortal Slayer's sword technique. With a loud boom, the four races' combined mystique was sliced apart by the sword light. Then, a gentle male voice rang out with a hint of a smile. Princess Longji, you're looking rather pathetic right now. In the void, a figure in long white robes and hazy immortal chi appeared. It was Jun Xiaoyao. His hands were behind his back. His handsome face was filled with interest as he studied the disheveled Princess Longji in the formation. Jun! Xiao! Yao! Princess Longji's beautiful eyes stared deadly at Jun Xiaoyao. She was about to spit fire and her teeth were about to shatter. As expected, Jun Xiaoyao showed up at the very last moment and taunted her. This was enough to prove that the mastermind was indeed Jun Xiaoyao. However, the other four races prodigies were just as surprised as Princess Longji. Who was he? The four races prodigies were all stunned. They did not know who Jun Xiaoyao was or why he suddenly appeared. Behind them, Lei Mingyuan was also extremely surprised when he saw this scene. He did not expect Jun Xiaoyao to appear at the last moment. Wasn't Princess Longji his enemy? Logically speaking, Jun Xiaoyao should be happy to see Princess Longji die. Lei Mingyuan was a little confused. Jun Xiaoyao did not play by the rules. On the other hand, Princess Longji was about to explode. Jun Xiaoyao had tricked her, and now he showed up to mock her. This was killing her. However, in the next moment, Princess Longji was stunned, because the four races prodigies had spoken. Who are you? What do you want? Asked the wind spirit's prodigy. There was a trace of seriousness in their eyes. Jun Xiaoyao's aura was like an abyss. They could not understand him. Noisy. Jun Xiaoyao's gaze was calm as he pointed his finger. The Thunder Emperor's finger, the top offensive technique of the Thunder Emperor's grand mystic power, was executed. A giant finger of lightning was formed, and with lightning speed, it headed towards the Wind Spirit clan's heaven's favorite. The Wind Spirit's prodigy did not even have the chance to react or escape before he was killed by the finger and exploded. The whole place fell into a dead silence. The other three races' prodigies' minds buzzed, and they were tongue-tied. The late-stage true god of the Wind Spirit's prodigy was killed by this young man who appeared out of nowhere with a finger. They simply couldn't believe their eyes. Attack together. The Thunder Ape race's prodigy shouted. The Rock Demon and Diamond race's prodigies attacked at the same time. The three races' prodigies charged towards Jun Xiaoyao together. Princess Longji was dumbfounded at the sight of this. What's going on? Princess Longji was confused. Wasn't the mastermind Jun Xiaoyao? Why was he attacking? In the dark, Ao Wan's heart skipped a beat as she gasped. The strength of this young man who appeared out of nowhere was way too terrifying. He killed the Wind Spirit's prodigy with a single finger. He's Jun Xiaoyao. How can there be such a strong prodigy in the outside world? Ao Wan was in disbelief. As for Bai Mei, although she controlled her expression, her eyes were filled with fanatical adoration and admiration. Everything was going according to Jun Xiaoyao's plan. Chapter 403. Jun Xiaoyao's expression was calm as he looked at the incoming prodigies. Bai Mei, Ao Wan, and the rest were just tools. These prodigies were more like tools in the hands of others. Their only value was to be used and then die. Jun Xiaoyao raised his hand and struck out with the human ruler's seal. With a loud bang, the rock demon prodigy's body was torn into pieces. He was about to explode. How dare you? How dare a prodigy from the outside world act so violently in front of an immortal ancient race? The Vajra prodigy attacked, wanting to fight Jun Xiaoyao in close combat. The Vajra prodigy's body was extremely tough and unparalleled among their peers. However, Jun Xiaoyao simply threw out a punch, which collided with the Vajra prodigy's fist. The Vajra prodigy's expression changed drastically. His arm was shattered inch by inch, and then his entire body was torn apart. The Vajra prodigy, who was known for his physical body, was shattered by Jun Xiaoyao's punch. Princess Longji was also shocked. Although she had refined the ancient Blue Dragon Emperor's blood and her physical body had improved tremendously. However, it was still impossible for her to defeat the Vajra prodigy with a single punch. Just how sick is Jun Xiaoyao's physical body? Princess Longji was shocked as she defended against the sword chi of the killing array. The remaining sky prides of the lightning ape tribe were shocked. However, he was still at the greater circle of the true god realm and was much stronger than the other three. He also used a powerful lightning elemental mystique to fight Jun Xiaoyao. However, what lightning elemental mystique was more powerful than the lightning emperor's mystique? Showing off in front of an expert, Jun Xiaoyao raised his hand and clawed at the air. Lightning bolts then converged into a dazzling flash. It was one of the lightning emperor's mystiques, the Nine Tribulations demon slaying thunder. The flash of lightning was thrown out like a spear, directly piercing through the Thunder Ape prodigy's abdomen and creating a huge hole. He fell down, severely injured. Lei Mingyuan hurried forward to stop the Thunder Ape prodigy. As for the remaining two geniuses, Jun Xiaoyao waved his hand casually and their bodies exploded into dust. In just a short while, Jun Xiaoyao annihilated three late-stage true gods and heavily injured one paragon true god. Of course, Jun Xiaoyao purposely spared the Thunder Ape prodigy's life because he was still useful. Seeing Jun Xiaoyao and the battle so quickly, Ao Wan, who was hiding in the dark, was furious. However, Princess Longji was still trapped in the array, unable to escape. Jun Xiaoyao turned to Princess Longji. Princess Longji gritted her teeth as she resisted the sword chi. You weren't the one who set this trap for me. What do you think? Jun Xiaoyao looked at Princess Longji like she was an idiot. Princess Longji's expression was unnatural. Previously, she had instinctively thought that Jun Xiaoyao was the mastermind behind all this. Now that he thought about it, with Jun Xiaoyao's current strength, it did not seem to be necessary. Why did you help? Princess Longji asked coldly. Logically speaking, shouldn't Jun Xiaoyao be happy to see her die? Why did he help her kill the 4 tribes' prodigies? But Jun Xiaoyao's next sentence almost made Princess Longji spit out blood. My mount is in trouble. As her master, how can I not help? Jun Xiaoyao smiled. Jun Xiaoyao, how dare you? Princess Longji's eyes were spitting fire. Just now, when Jun Xiaoyao helped her, she felt strange and uncomfortable. But now, Jun Xiaoyao's words, he still smelled evil. I said last time that you have the right to be my new mount. Jun Xiaoyao smiled. In your dreams, Princess Longji scolded. However, right after her words left her mouth, the power of the slaughtering formation actually increased explosively. Countless streaks of sword qi gathered in the void, their sharpness reaching the extreme. Princess Longji was careless and was hurt again. Her body was dyed in blood. Damn it, with my current condition, there is no way I can break out of the array. Princess Longji's face darkened. Jun Xiaoyao saw through Princess Longji's predicament. He smiled faintly and stood with his hands behind his back, watching from the sidelines. As time went on, the power of the array continued to increase. In the end, even Princess Longji could not take it anymore. Her body was covered in wounds, and she was heavily injured. No, how can I die here? I want to be the empress of the dragon clan. Princess Longji was unwilling. She took a look at Jun Xiaoyao, who was standing outside the killing formation with a smirk on his face, and she gritted her teeth in anger. But she still opened her mouth. Jun Xiaoyao, do you dare to let me out? Then we will have a fair fight. Jun Xiaoyao chuckled when he heard that. Princess Longji, are you testing my intelligence or your own? Don't you think it's funny to say something like that? Princess Longji's face turned red from embarrassment. She had always been cold and arrogant. But in front of Jun Xiaoyao, she couldn't help but get angry. It was as if she had turned into an ordinary woman. Princess Longji also knew that her suggestion was laughable. She gritted her teeth. Then tell me, how can you help me escape? Princess Longji never thought that she would one day ask Jun Xiaoyao for help. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes flashed strangely. Then he said, simple, call me master. Princess Longji was stunned by Jun Xiaoyao's words. Jun Xiaoyao really treated her like a mount? Impossible. Princess Longji's face turned red. Having her call Jun Xiaoyao master was a fate worse than death. She was the noble princess of the dragon clan. How could she call someone else master? Even if this person was Jun Xiaoyao, it was impossible. Then I can't help you. I will only save what belongs to me. Jun Xiaoyao shrugged. He didn't mind. Seeing Jun Xiaoyao's nonchalant expression, Princess Longji gritted her teeth. At this moment, the formation runes in the killing array moved. 7 rays of sword qi, thousands of feet long, slashed towards Princess Longji. Princess Longji tried her best to block it. After 3 or 4 slashes, she spat out another mouthful of blood. She was severely injured. If this continues, I might really die. Princess Longji thought. Jun Xiaoyao's suggestion was a little overboard to her, but it didn't cross her bottom line. After all, Jun Xiaoyao only asked her to call him master. He didn't say that he wanted to plant a slave seal in her mind. Jun Xiaoyao knew where Princess Longji's bottom line was. If he really had to plant a slave seal in her, she would rather die. But if she just had to call him master, that wasn't impossible. Training has to be done slowly. I have to break through their psychological defenses step by step, Jun Xiaoyao thought to himself. He said, if you don't call me that now, you won't have another chance. Also, don't you want to know who's the one behind this? Jun Xiaoyao's words snapped Princess Longji out of her reverie. That's right. Compared to Jun Xiaoyao, who drove her crazy, what she hated even more was the person behind the scenes who had put her in such a desperate situation. If she died just like that, the person behind this would have gotten what he wanted. Princess Longji hated the person behind this even more than she hated Jun Xiaoyao. After making a difficult decision, Princess Longji gritted her teeth. In a voice as soft as a mosquito, she spat out 2 words. Master. Chapter 404. Princess Longji never imagined that she would one day call a man master. And this man was her enemy. But the situation was dire. Princess Longji didn't want to die like this. Most importantly, she swore that she would cut the mastermind into pieces. Or else she wouldn't be able to quench her hatred. All right, help me get out, Princess Longji said coldly. Jun Xiaoyao stood with his hands behind his back. He didn't even move a finger. Jun Xiaoyao, you... Princess Longji gritted her teeth. Too soft, I didn't hear you. Jun Xiaoyao smiled. Though it was a handsome smile, in Princess Longji's eyes, it was no different from a demon. Jun Xiaoyao, don't cross the line. Princess Longji was furious. Her eyes were spitting fire. She couldn't stay calm anymore. She used to be an otherworldly princess of the dragons. However, Jun Xiaoyao's words made her look like a shrew. Princess Longji gritted her teeth, wanting nothing more than to take a bite out of Jun Xiaoyao. I, the son of God, won't force you, Jun Xiaoyao said. Just then, another wave of sword chi came. Princess Longji used her spiritual energy to block it, but was hurt again. Her body felt like it was being torn apart. Master, Princess Longji spat out blood. She suppressed the humiliation and shouted again. She'd already shouted once. She didn't care if she shouted again. No strength. If you're not loud, you can't hear me, Jun Xiaoyao said slowly. Princess Longji was about to spit out blood. There had never been a man who had left such a deep imprint in her heart. Princess Longji would probably never forget Jun Xiaoyao for the rest of her life. Master, Princess Longji continued to suppress the humiliation. So soft. You want me, the son of God, to save you? Jun Xiaoyao said softly. Master, Princess Longji screamed. Her beautiful face was red from embarrassment and her body was shaking. At this moment, another wave of sword chi gathered within the killing formation and was about to attack. It's over. Princess Longji bit her lip so hard it bled. At this critical juncture, Jun Xiaoyao smiled faintly and said, Be good. Master will save you. After saying that, Jun Xiaoyao moved his feet and finally made his move. He threw out a punch, and it was the extremely powerful fist of 6 paths of reincarnation. He found the weak point of the array formation and threw a punch. 6 reincarnation vortexes appeared. The fist light was so shocking that even heaven and earth rumbled. Seeing this, Princess Longji walked towards the weak spot. With a loud boom, a hole appeared in the array. Princess Longji escaped, covered in blood. Her palace dress was stained with blood, like a blossoming peach blossom. The moment she escaped, Princess Longji locked onto Jun Xiaoyao. Die for me, Princess Longji screamed. She gathered her chi and attacked Jun Xiaoyao. Ah, is this how you treat your master who saved you? Jun Xiaoyao laughed. Hearing this, Princess Longji was even more embarrassed. This was a dark history she could never erase. Unless Jun Xiaoyao dies, this humiliation will follow her for the rest of her life. Seeing Princess Longji's attack, Jun Xiaoyao simply waved his hand and easily dissolved it. With your current condition, it's best if you don't try to be brave, Jun Xiaoyao said. Right now, Princess Longji was heavily injured and her condition was extremely bad. Don't even talk about fighting back. It was difficult for her to even attack. Jun Xiaoyao, don't get too cocky. Princess Longji wanted to attack again, but her chi was messed up and she spat out blood. She fell forward and landed in Jun Xiaoyao's arms. Jun Xiaoyao wrapped his arms around Princess Longji's slender waist. His lips curved into a cold smile. Princess Longji was already unconscious because of her injuries. In the dark, Aowan cursed under her breath and turned to leave. After seeing Jun Xiaoyao's terrifying power, Aowan knew that even if she showed herself, she wouldn't be able to kill Princess Longji from Jun Xiaoyao's hands. Seeing Aowan leave, by mirror, it took out a light stone from her spatial instrument. Then, she recorded the scene of Jun Xiaoyao hugging Princess Longji. As she recorded, Bai Mei Er's heart was filled with jealousy. But when she thought about how Jun Xiaoyao would praise her after the mission, Bai Mei-er's foxtail wagged excitedly. On the other side, seeing Princess Longji in Jun Xiaoyao's arms, Lei Mingyuan felt nothing but admiration. When it came to flirting, Jun Xiaoyao was the only one he admired. Forget about the fairy of the heavenly fox clan. Now, even his top enemy, Princess Longji of the lair of Zulong, was in his arms. Lei Mingyuan even suspected that if Jun Xiaoyao was willing to make a move, no woman could escape from his grasp. "Let's go. Let's leave first," Jun Xiaoyao said. Lei Mingyuan nodded. Carrying the injured Thunder Ape prodigy, he left with Jun Xiaoyao. Bai Mei-er, on the other hand, secretly followed behind him. Before long, Jun Xiaoyao found a secluded valley. Jun Xiaoyao brought the unconscious Princess Longji into the valley, while Lei Mingyuan stood guard outside the valley for the geniuses of the Thunder Apes. Bai Mei-er appeared outside the valley and entered. Seeing Bai Mei-er, Lei Mingyuan was slightly surprised, but he didn't ask much. In the valley, Jun Xiaoyao looked at the severely injured and unconscious Princess Longji, his expression impassive. Although the unconscious Princess Longji was covered in blood, there was a different kind of beauty to her, especially that beautiful face. She was unconscious and defenseless. She didn't have that noble and cold look. She was quiet and beautiful, and anyone who saw her would be moved. However, Jun Xiaoyao's eyes were as cold as ever. "Princess Longji, how can I let you die like this? You haven't been used to your full potential yet." Jun Xiaoyao smiled. With a wave of his hand, he removed half of Princess Longji's skirt. Her snow-white shoulder was exposed. Jun Xiaoyao took out some precious herbs and began to treat Princess Longji. Of course, he had purposely removed half of his skirt. On the other side, Bai Mei-er took out a light stone and recorded the scene of Jun Xiaoyao treating Princess Longji. Although Princess Longji's body was blocked by Jun Xiaoyao's figure, her snow-white shoulder was still visible. Anyone with eyes would know that Princess Longji's upper body was naked. After recording this, Bai Mei-er looked at Jun Xiaoyao affectionately. She didn't disturb him and left, because she still had a mission to complete. Naturally, someone had to look at the things that had been recorded. After Bai Mei-er left, Jun Xiaoyao continued to treat Princess Longji's wounds. In the blink of an eye, a few days passed. Princess Longji, who was in a coma, finally woke up. When she first woke up, she was a little confused. Then, she remembered what happened before she fainted. Remembering the humiliation she suffered, Princess Longji clenched her teeth in anger. It was only then that she noticed that the palace dress she was wearing had been undone. The wounds on her body were almost completely healed. Logically speaking, although dragons have strong healing abilities, they couldn't have completely healed in just a few days. There was only one possibility. Someone cleaned her wounds. Could it be? Princess Longji's brain buzzed and her body froze. Jun Xiaoyao, this bastard. Did he see her naked? Chapter 405. Jun Xiaoyao. Princess Longji was shocked and embarrassed. As a sleeping ancient freak, the noble and cold princess of the dragon clan, Princess Longji was as pure as ice and as pure as jade. No man had ever touched her body before, not even her fingers, not to mention the fact that someone had seen her naked. But now, Jun Xiaoyao had seen her naked. Princess Longji's mind buzzed and her face turned pale. She couldn't believe it. She couldn't stay calm. Just then, Jun Xiaoyao sauntered into the valley. "You're awake. Why are you calling me master?" Jun Xiaoyao asked. "Jun Xiaoyao, what did you do to me?" Princess Longji gritted her teeth, glaring at Jun Xiaoyao. "It's not easy for me, the son of God, to be merciful. You don't sound happy?" Jun Xiaoyao tilted his head. "I'm going to kill you." Princess Longji stood up and dashed towards Jun Xiaoyao. But before she could take 2 steps, her chest shook and she coughed out blood. "I advise you not to be so stubborn. The Son of God's mercy has its limits. If you anger me, the Son of God, it'll be useless even if you call me master." Jun Xiaoyao's tone turned cold. Princess Longji was still useful to him, but that didn't mean Jun Xiaoyao had to give in to her princess syndrome. If Princess Longji really didn't know what was good for her and angered him, Jun Xiaoyao couldn't be bothered to plan anything. He'd just kill her with one slap. Sensing the coldness in Jun Xiaoyao's eyes, Princess Longji suddenly came to her senses. While Jun Xiaoyao did save him, strictly speaking, the two of them were still enemies. Jun Xiaoyao wouldn't let her have her way, and now she was seriously injured. In front of Jun Xiaoyao, she couldn't fight back. If she were to be killed by Jun Xiaoyao now, it would be a huge loss. She would have called the master for nothing. Thinking of this, Princess Longji forced herself to suppress her anger. Her full breasts heaved up and down. She was furious. That's more like it. If you want to fight, this Son of God will naturally grant you this opportunity in the future. However, don't you want to know who is trying to frame you? Jun Xiaoyao said indifferently with his hands clasped behind his back. You have an idea? Princess Longji asked. Her beautiful eyes were filled with hatred. If it weren't for the mastermind behind the scenes, she wouldn't have suffered such humiliation from Jun Xiaoyao. Princess Longji wanted nothing more than to cut the mastermind into pieces. This Son of God has a way, but is this the attitude of a beggar? Jun Xiaoyao asked. What do you want now? Princess Longji was about to go crazy from anger. She couldn't maintain her elegance in front of Jun Xiaoyao. Watch your tone and attitude. You're the one begging me now, not the other way around, Jun Xiaoyao said. Princess Longji bit her lip. Her voice was hoarse. Master, I didn't hear you, Jun Xiaoyao said. Master, Princess Longji shouted, holding back her embarrassment. However, Princess Longji realized that she was getting used to it. Remember, call me that from now on. Jun Xiaoyao turned and walked out of the valley. Princess Longji was furious. She gritted her teeth but still followed behind Jun Xiaoyao obediently. Outside the valley, Lei Mingyuan was still guarding the heavily injured Thunder Ape prodigy. When he saw Jun Xiaoyao and Princess Longji walk out, Lei Mingyuan's eyes widened in shock. Princess Longji was as obedient as a lamb, following behind Jun Xiaoyao. Was this still the high and mighty princess of the dragon tribe? If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, Lei Mingyuan would have suspected that Princess Longji was a different person. However, this only made Lei Mingyuan respect Jun Xiaoyao even more. His methods of teaching were unparalleled. Jun Xiaoyao brought Princess Longji to the Thunder Ape prodigy. The Thunder Ape prodigy was heavily injured and couldn't escape. With Lei Mingyuan guarding him, he couldn't communicate with the Thunder Apes either. Most importantly, after witnessing Jun Xiaoyao's power, he knew that the Thunder Ape prodigy was in danger. The genius of the Thunder Ape clan knew that even if he were to call upon more of his people, they would still end up being slaughtered by Jun Xiaoyao. As for the strong ones, they couldn't leave the tribe grounds. Tell me, who ordered you to do this? Jun Xiaoyao asked. In fact, he was well aware of this because this was a show that he had directed and acted out himself. However, he still had to put on an act in front of Princess Longji. I admit that we lost this time. I didn't expect you to have such a powerful Dao partner. The Thunder Ape prodigy looked at Princess Longji coldly. What nonsense are you talking about? That's not. Princess Longji's face reddened as she quickly retorted. However, she had a strange feeling in her heart. How could I have become Dao partners with such a despicable person? Princess Longji muttered to herself. Jun Xiaoyao was her #1 enemy. She had to get rid of him. Give up. I won't tell you. The Thunder Ape prodigy looked like a dead pig that wasn't afraid of boiling water. Do you think that I have no other choice? Jun Xiaoyao smiled. For some reason, the Thunder Ape prodigy had a bad feeling when he saw Jun Xiaoyao smile. Jun Xiaoyao activated the power of his primordial spirit, and a strong spiritual power surged out. Instantly, the prodigy of the Thunder Ape tribe sensed that a majestic golden ancient Buddha that was over 10,000 feet tall had appeared in front of him. The entire ancient Buddha was so oppressive that the Thunder Ape prodigy felt like he was suffocating. This was the Mahavarakana that was formed after cultivating the Tathagata mantra. The Mahavarakana that was formed by the power of the primordial spirit was like Mount Tai. It was extremely oppressive. However, there was more to come. The Mahavarakana raised his hand, and a terrifying black millstone appeared. It was stained with the blood of the divine millstone. It was the chaotic divine millstone that was formed by the chaotic divine millstone visualization method. The combination of the two created an oppressive spiritual pressure. The Thunder 8 prodigy's soul was crushed by the chaotic divine millstone, and he suffered unprecedented pain. The pain of having one's soul crushed was not something an ordinary person could endure. It was more terrifying than the 18 levels of hell. Coupled with the Mahavarakkana's suppression, the Thunder 8 prodigy's soul was completely crushed. He finally couldn't take it anymore and shouted, "I'll tell you, I'll tell you. The one who ordered us to do this is the noble daughter of the dragon human race, Aolwan." The noble daughter of the dragon human race? Princess Longji's eyes widened in confusion when she heard this. She had never heard of this noble daughter of the dragon human race, let alone have any conflict with her. Why did she frame me? Princess Longji questioned. I'm not sure about that. She didn't tell us. She only told us to kill you, the Thunder 8 prodigy said weakly. He was about to break down from the torture. Despicable. Princess Longji gritted her teeth. She hated Aolwan to the core. She had nothing to do with her, and yet she wanted to frame her. When I find Aolwan, I will tear her to pieces, Princess Longji said coldly. Jun Xiaoyao's lips curled into a faint smile when he heard Princess Longji's murderous words. Princess Longji had fallen into the trap. Long Outyin should be falling into the trap soon. Chapter 406. After that, Jun Xiaoyao killed the prodigy of the Thunder Ape tribe with one blow. Princess Longji looked at Jun Xiaoyao unnaturally. Although Jun Xiaoyao was her enemy, she had to admit that. Without Jun Xiaoyao, not only would she not have been able to find out who the mastermind was, she might have even lost her life. However, Princess Longji still hated Jun Xiaoyao. After all, Jun Xiaoyao had humiliated her and even seen her naked. Now that we know who the mastermind is, you should heal first, then take your revenge. As for our feud, I, the Son of God, will give you a chance to challenge me, Jun Xiaoyao said casually. Hearing Jun Xiaoyao's words, Princess Longji fell silent. She could not tell what kind of person Jun Xiaoyao was. If she said that he was evil, he was indeed evil. He was so evil that she wanted to go crazy. But this time, not only did Jun Xiaoyao save her, he even found out who the mastermind was. As an enemy and an opponent, Jun Xiaoyao did not have to do this. He could have just watched her die. Take care of yourself. I won't be helping you heal. Jun Xiaoyao turned around and left. Seeing Jun Xiaoyao leave, Princess Longji was a little dazed. After a while, she sighed deeply. Jun Xiaoyao, what kind of person are you? With another sigh, Princess Longji returned to the secluded valley to heal herself. She swore that she would make Aolwan pay the price in blood. On the other side, Lei Mingyuan looked at Jun Xiaoyao with deep respect in his eyes. Lord Divine Child, you're simply a god. My reverence for you is like a torrential river that flows endlessly, Lei Mingyuan said in worship. Jun Xiaoyao shook his head and smiled. This is nothing. Women can be complicated at times, but sometimes they can be simple. It's not hard to control them. I'm afraid that only Lord Son of God would be able to do this so easily, Lei Mingyuan said. He knew that only Jun Xiaoyao had the right to do this. If it were any other man, Princess Longji wouldn't even look at them. Princess Longji is just a tool. We'll see what happens next with Long Outyin. Maybe we'll get to watch an exciting battle between two dragons. Jun Xiaoyao smiled. Compared to crushing the enemy, this feeling of toying with the enemy in the palm of his hand was not bad. Jun Xiaoyao was like God, controlling the entire situation. On the other hand, Long Outyin was completely unaware of what was happening. He was currently adjusting his breathing, preparing to seize the opportunity when the immortal ancient Tao lakes erupted. As for Aolwan and Bai Mei Long Outyin did not restrict them. They could go and find their own opportunities. At this moment, Bai Mei voice sounded. Big brother Ao Tian. Long Outyin opened his eyes. Seeing that Bai Mei had returned, he smiled. Mei you're back. Soon, we can go to the immortal ancient Tao lakes together. However, Bai Mei Er's expression was not very natural. Long Ao Yin noticed this as well. He frowned. Mayor, what's wrong? Did someone bully you? Bai Mei shook her head. No, it's just that. Big brother Ao Tian, when I was outside looking for opportunities, I accidentally saw something I shouldn't have seen. Something you shouldn't have seen? What do you mean? Long Ao Yin didn't understand. Big brother Ao Tian, I don't know if I should tell you, but I hope you won't get too worked up. Bai Mei hesitated. What is it? Tell me. My mentality is still okay. Long Ao Yin was quite carefree. His mentality was not bad, and he had an undefeatable heart. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to reach this step just by relying on luck. Sigh. Bai Mei sighed softly, then took out the light shadow stone. This is something that your servant accidentally saw. Then, your servant secretly recorded it. The light shadow stone flashed, and many scenes appeared. The first scene that appeared was the scene of Jun Xiaoyao hugging Princess Longji. Long Ao Yin, on the other hand, had a casual smile on his face. However, at this moment, he was completely frozen. His eyes slowly widened, and the veins near his temples popped out one by one. Long Ao Yin's eyes widened as he stared at the scene. The beautiful woman in Jun Xiaoyao's arms was none other than Princess Longji. As for Jun Xiaoyao, the lair of Zulong had carefully analyzed his strength in all aspects to Long Ao Yin before. Therefore, Long Ao Yin naturally knew that the young man in white was Jun Xiaoyao. But because he knew, Long Ao Yin was so shocked. How is this possible? Long Ao Yin couldn't help but gasp. He was so angry that his insides were shaking. There was no way Princess Longji would be with Jun Xiaoyao. This didn't make sense. Bai Mei saw Long Ao Yin's reaction. Her eyes were full of mockery, but her face was full of disbelief. Yeah, I can't believe it either. Aren't Princess Longji and Jun Xiaoyao mortal enemies? How could they be together? However, I did see in the dark that Princess Longji accidentally entered the killing formation and was injured. It was Jun Xiaoyao who saved her. Long Ao Yin took a deep breath at Bai Mei Er's words. He looked at the image carefully and found that it was definitely not an illusion or an illusion, which meant that it was real. But before Long Ao Yin could snap out of his daze, what happened next made Long Ao Yin's head explode. He felt as if his organs were about to burn. This was the scene of Jun Xiaoyao treating the unconscious Princess Longji. Princess Longji's body was covered by Jun Xiaoyao's body, but from her snow-white shoulders, Princess Longji's upper body should be naked. Long Ao Yin's face turned red at this sight. His blood rushed to his heart, and he spat out a mouthful of blood. Damn it! Long Ao Yin roared into the sky, his aura exploding. He didn't know if he should hate Princess Longji or Jun Xiaoyao. Long Ao Yin felt as if there was a lush green field above his head, the kind that glowed green. Although Princess Longji didn't have any physical connection with him. But in Long Ao Yin's heart, Princess Longji was already his wife. His wife had been hugged and seen by another man. Long Ao Yin couldn't accept this. He lost his composure. More importantly, this man was his mortal enemy. Was there anything else that made Long Ao Yin want to vomit blood more than this? Long Ao Yin's temperament was not bad, but it was only limited to cultivation. When it came to women, Long Ao Yin couldn't tolerate even a speck of sand. Damn it, Princess Longji is such a bitch. When I was courting her, she was so cold and aloof. Now she's with Jun Xiaoyao. Long Ao Yin was mad with anger. His spiritual energy surged and the air around him shook. He hated it too much. Princess Longji was so cold in front of him, not even letting him touch her finger. But now, the cabbage he wanted was taken by Jun Xiaoyao. To someone like Long Ao Yin who wanted to be the king of the harem, this was unacceptable. Looking at Long Ao Yin's mad expression, Bai Mei Er's eyes were filled with mockery. As expected, Long Ao Yin can't be compared to young Master Jun. He's an idiot. Bai Mei mocked. She wondered if her brain had gone haywire. How could she have fallen for a man who thought with his lower body? In comparison, Jun Xiaoyao had countless beauties around him, but he never had any lingering feelings for them. He walked through thousands of flowers, but not a single leaf touched him. A man like this was by May Er's cold and aloof white moonlight. Chapter 407. Long Ao Yin was so angry that his organs hurt. He did not doubt the authenticity of this. Firstly, he trusted Bai Mei Er. Bai Mei Er was so passionate about him, she would not lie to him. Secondly, Long Ao Yin had already carefully inspected the luster stone, and the images in it were not fake. Everything was real. How can this be? Even if Princess Longji likes other men, she would never like Jun Xiaoyao. Long Ao Yin's face was twisted. This was what puzzled him the most. Everyone knew about the grudge between Princess Longji and Jun Xiaoyao. Unless there was something wrong with Princess Longji's brain, there was no way she'd get close to Jun Xiaoyao. I don't believe it either, but seeing is believing. I did not lie to you, Brother Ao Yin. Bai Mei, he said pitifully. Of course, Mayor, I believe you. Long Ao Yin looked at Bai Mei affectionately. Although he was angry with Princess Longji, he still had Bai Mei. However, nobody knew how Long Ao Yin would react if he were to find out that Bai Mei was Jun Xiaoyao's woman as well. Bai Mei would have been happy to see Long Ao Yin's affectionate face. But now, she only felt nauseous and disgusted. If it weren't for Jun Xiaoyao's mission, she would not have stayed by Long Ao Yin's side. No matter what, I have to get my revenge on that bitch. And that Jun Xiaoyao, I want him dead too. Long Ao Yin's eyes were filled with murderous intent. Long Ao Yin had a bottom line. If he wanted a woman who had been touched by Jun Xiaoyao, wouldn't he be a slave? But he could still use her as a slave to vent his anger. As for Jun Xiaoyao, in his eyes, there was no doubt that he would die. Just as Long Ao Yin was about to ask Bai Mei to bring him to Jun Xiaoyao, Bai Mei appeared. Ao Wan appeared. Mr. Long, Miss Ao Wan, you're back too. Seeing Ao Wan, Long Ao Yin calmed down. Although he'd lost Princess Longji, he didn't lack women. Although Ao Wan wasn't as exquisite as Princess Longji, she was still a beauty. In addition, she had great authority and would be of great help to him in the immortal ancient world. Young Master Long, why are you? Ao Wan asked, even though she already knew the answer. I'm going to kill someone. Long Ao Yin's tone was murderous. Ao Wan advised, Young Master Long, the immortal ancient Dao Lake's eruption is about to begin. If you leave now, you will miss the opportunity. If you're injured, you will miss the opportunity even more. Ao Wan's words calmed Long Ao Yin down slightly. Indeed, his original plan had been to first go to the immortal ancient Dao Lakes to seize some good fortune, and then find Jun Xiaoyao to settle accounts. Long Ao Yin was not confident that he could kill Jun Xiaoyao if he went there now. Young Master Long, don't be impatient. Our Dragon Human Clan's forces are still at the immortal ancient Dao Lakes. After Young Master Long has obtained the opportunity, if you still want to take revenge, I can also ask the Dragon Human Clan to do their part, Ao Wan said in a sincere tone. Seeing that Ao Wan was so concerned about him, Long Ao Yin's anger calmed down temporarily. Miss Ao Wan, thank you for your concern, Long Ao Yin said. You're too kind. Compared to young Master Long's life-saving grace, this is nothing. Ao Wan blushed a little shy. All right, then I'll settle accounts with them after the immortal ancient Dao Lakes. Long Ao Yin said coldly. He had already made up his mind. He would forcefully suppress Princess Longji and turn her into a slave. Jun Xiaoyao, on the other hand, had to be tortured to death. Only then would Long Ao Yin be able to vent his anger. Bai Mei, who had been watching from the sidelines, sneered coldly in her heart. Long Ao Yin was a clown after all, being played by Jun Xiaoyao in the palm of his hand. Next, he just had to wait for the opportunity to come and watch the show. In the blink of an eye, another 7 or 8 days passed. Princess Longji's injuries were more or less healed. The reason why she recovered so quickly was because Princess Longji was a dragon. Plus, she had refined a drop of the ancient Emperor Song Dragon's blood. Her recovery abilities were extremely strong. As an ancient freak, she had a lot of resources. She used all sorts of rare herbs to heal herself. She even used a stock of the elixir of immortality. Secondly, it was because Jun Xiaoyao had healed her before, which allowed her to recover even faster than before. Princess Longji walked out of the valley and saw Jun Xiaoyao sitting cross-legged on a cliff, looking like an immortal. Jun Xiaoyao was leisurely sipping tea. The tea leaves were precious ones that Lei Mingyuan had painstakingly picked. Seeing Jun Xiaoyao's carefree expression, Princess Longji gritted her teeth. She didn't know why, but even though his face was so handsome, Princess Longji wanted to punch him. Remembering all the humiliation she had suffered, Princess Longji's aura exploded. Her cultivation was at the small peak of the true immortal realm. Among the immortal ancient world's geniuses, she was at the top. Unfortunately, she was facing Jun Xiaoyao. Sensing Princess Longji's aura, Jun Xiaoyao slowly put down his teacup. The rain is over and the sky is clear. Do you think you can do it again? Hearing Jun Xiaoyao's disdainful words, Princess Longji was even angrier. She completely lost her cold and elegant temperament. She wanted to attack. However, when she remembered how Jun Xiaoyao killed the 4 clans' geniuses, Princess Longji forced herself to calm down. Though she had recovered from her injuries, Jun Xiaoyao's cultivation was even more unfathomable. Could he really be at the great peak of the true immortal realm? Princess Longji's gaze wavered. Jun Xiaoyao's aura was like a bottomless abyss. Therefore, his cultivation level could only be higher than hers. How does this Jun Xiaoyao cultivate? Even the ancient freak's cultivation speed can't compare to his. Princess Longji was furious. Jun Xiaoyao chuckled at this. Not bad. At least you have some brains. If you really did attack, I'm afraid you'd have to wait until your next life for revenge. Jun Xiaoyao, don't be too happy. If I didn't want to take revenge on Ao Wan, I would have killed you a long time ago. Princess Longji's tone was unforgiving. It's okay. Keep dreaming. I, the son of God, like it when you can't stand me, but can't kill me. Jun Xiaoyao sipped his tea and smiled. Jun, Xiao, Yao. Princess Longji was so angry she wanted to scream. Her hair was dancing in the wind. This Jun Xiaoyao was too infuriating. Princess Longji couldn't help but curse. Just then, Jun Xiaoyao put down his teacup and looked into the distance. Vaguely, he felt that the spirit chi in the world seemed to be flowing and gathering towards a certain place. Could it be the immortal ancient Tao Lake? Jun Xiaoyao's eyes flashed. The entire book. Chapter 408. The greatest fortune in this area was, of course, the immortal ancient Tao Lake. Jun Xiaoyao was also very interested in the immortal ancient Tao Lake and wanted to know what kind of fortune there was. Not to mention, Jun Xiaoyao also wanted to find the immortal ancient Tao Lake. He wanted to use this opportunity to understand the current situation in the immortal ancient Tao Lake. Jun Xiaoyao called Lei Mingyuan over to understand the situation. If the Son of God has sensed it, then the eruption of the Tao Lake is near. I know the location of the immortal ancient Tao Lake. I can lead the way for the Son of God. Lei Mingyuan played the role of a servant and guide. Okay, let's go now. Jun Xiaoyao nodded. Then he looked at Princess Longji and said softly, if there are no accidents, the Dragonborn should also be at the immortal ancient Tao Lake. If you want revenge, you can go there. After speaking, Jun Xiaoyao prepared to leave. Princess Longji's beautiful eyes flickered as she watched Jun Xiaoyao leave. She gritted her teeth and followed. Jun Xiaoyao stopped in his tracks and turned around to look at Princess Longji. Are you intending to follow the master? Princess Longji gritted her teeth, but suppressed her anger. I don't know the way. Is that okay? Jun Xiaoyao shook his head. You are probably afraid that the Dragonborn will try to trick you again. That's why you followed me. Princess Longji's expression was unnatural after her intentions were exposed. It was true. Though she was powerful, if she fell into a trap like before, she would be helpless. The Dragonborn were the local tyrants. It was too easy for them to trick Princess Longji. Thinking about it this way, following Jun Xiaoyao might be safer. Whatever. As a master, I'm very tolerant towards my steed. Jun Xiaoyao did not mind, but inside, he was laughing coldly. Jiang Taigong was fishing, those who were willing to take the bait. Since Princess Longji took the bait, Jun Xiaoyao could only accept it. Princess Longji didn't say a word. She was like a punching bag, hanging behind Jun Xiaoyao. The three of them headed towards the immortal ancient Dao Lakes. On the other side, Long Outyin, Aowan, and Baime'er had also set off. Although the immortal ancient Dao Lake was called a Dao Lake, it was actually not just a lake, but an extremely vast region. This area was filled with lakes of various sizes. These lakes would erupt at certain times, and many treasures would be brought out at the same time. The immortal ancient Dao Lakes were divided into the outer region, the middle region, the inner region, and the core region. In the outer region, there were only a few scattered Dao Lakes. Although they were called lakes, they were actually little more than puddles, and the treasures they spat out were completely ordinary. As for the central region, one could see Dao Lakes with a circumference of 300 meters. The fortunes within the 300-meter Dao Lakes were much more valuable, and even some of the geniuses were interested in them. In the inner regions, there were 3,000-meter Dao Lakes. Such Dao Lakes were extremely rare and very few in number. However, the fortunes and treasures they spat out were much more valuable than the 300-meter Dao Lakes. Generally speaking, the geniuses of some immortal forces could search for fortunes in this region. As for the core region, there were 30,000-meter Dao Lakes. These were the rarest and most valuable Dao Lakes, and were usually occupied by the powerful immortal ancient forces. Only a small number of extremely powerful geniuses, or geniuses who had good relations with the immortal ancient forces, had the qualifications to fight for fortunes in these Dao Lakes. After a few days, Jun Xiaoyao finally arrived at the immortal ancient Dao Lakes under Lei Mingyuan's guidance. Jun Xiaoyao looked around. The immortal ancient Dao Lakes were boundless, and their area was extremely wide. It was a treasured land filled with abundant spiritual energy. The rich spiritual energy of the surrounding immortal ancient world had all gathered in this region. Clearly, the immortal ancient Dao Lake's eruption was not far away. Lord Son of God, the immortal ancient Dao Lakes are also divided into different regions. Let me explain, Lei Mingyuan said. After some explanation, Jun Xiaoyao had a general understanding of the immortal ancient Dao Lake situation. Then what's there to talk about? Let's go directly to the core region, Jun Xiaoyao said calmly. Only the 30,000-meter Dao Lakes in the core region were the most valuable. Since that was the case, there was nothing more to say. This, Lord Son of God, are you going to be so direct? The core region is occupied by some powerful immortal ancient forces. Apart from the Dragon Men, there are also the ancient sorcerer tribe and the three-eyed sacred tribe. Lei Mingyuan said hesitantly. Jun Xiaoyao was indeed very powerful. However, a powerful dragon could not defeat a snake in its old haunts. Some immortal ancient forces were still very strong. Among these immortal ancient forces, there were four most powerful immortal ancient forces. They were the Dragon Men, the ancient sorcerer tribe, the three-eyed sacred tribe, and the beauty tribe. These four forces could do whatever they wanted in the immortal ancient world. Even the successors of some immortal forces would have to back off when they encountered these immortal ancient forces, not daring to offend them. Wasn't Jun Xiaoyao's attitude a little too forceful? This is nothing. Whoever dares to stop the Son of God from obtaining the opportunity will die. Even the immortal ancient forces are no exception. Jun Xiaoyao said coldly. Princess Longji's eyes narrowed. This Jun Xiaoyao is indeed as domineering as before, Princess Longji thought to herself. Lei Mingyuan nodded and did not say anything else. If he followed Jun Xiaoyao wholeheartedly, he might really be able to get some benefits. If he took a gamble, he might turn a bicycle into a motorcycle. He was going all out. Seeing the determination in Lei Mingyuan's eyes, Jun Xiaoyao nodded secretly. It was not a bad idea to give the Lightning Emperor's mystique to him in the future. Just as Jun Xiaoyao and the others were about to enter the immortal ancient Dao Lakes region, sounds of quarreling came from the front. It was a group of geniuses from the outside world arguing with the immortal ancient forces. You guys are too much. We have already handed over our divine sources. Why are you still not letting us in? A pretty girl's face was red with anger. They were disciples from a few first-rate forces from the outside world. Although they were not particularly outstanding, they were still quite strong. But at this moment, they were blocked by a group of immortal ancient forces who wanted to pay a toll. What made them most angry was that they had already handed over their divine sources, but these immortal ancient forces still did not let them in. There are too many of you. You have handed over too little divine sources. What other treasures do you have? You can hand them all over to pay your debts. An immortal ancient creature with lightning wrapped around his body sneered. Coincidentally, this immortal ancient creature also belonged to the Thunder Ape race. In addition, there were also creatures from the Vajra race, Wind Spirit race, and Rock Demon race who were collecting tolls. Previously, Jun Xiaoyao had only killed the strongest geniuses from the four races. There were still many of the younger generation. You guys are going too far. A young man gritted his teeth, his magic power vibrating. If you want to fight, you can try. I guarantee that you won't be able to survive in the immortal ancient world. All of you will die. The Thunder Ape race creature threatened coldly. Forget it. The pretty girl from before gritted her teeth, her body trembling as she forced herself to endure. At this moment, the Thunder Ape race creature suddenly saw a few figures trying to enter the immortal ancient Dao lake from the corner of his eye. Wait, you guys stop right there. If you want to enter, you have to pay the toll first. The Thunder Ape race creature shouted. The pretty girl and the others also subconsciously turned their gazes over. When a young girl saw the white-robed figure, her beautiful face froze in a daze. Are you talking to me? Jun Xiaoyao tilted his head slightly, a smile on his lips. That smile was very dangerous. The entire book. Chapter 409. That's right, I'm talking to you. The immortal ancient Dao Lake is a great opportunity for the immortal ancient world. If you want to enter, you have to pay a toll. The Thunder Ape's tone was arrogant. Right now, Jun Xiaoyao's aura was hidden and not exposed. Therefore, the immortal ancient beings did not pay much attention to him. However, the pretty girl's face froze, as if she had just seen the most unbelievable scene. She was fortunate enough to meet Jun Xiaoyao before and naturally knew what Jun Xiaoyao looked like. Could that be the son of God of the Jun family? The other heaven's favorites widened their eyes. However, what was even more inconceivable to them was the stunning woman following behind Jun Xiaoyao. It's the Zulong's Princess Longji. What is going on? Did the son of God tame her? Many heaven's favorites were shocked. On the other side, Jun Xiaoyao still had a smile on his face as he watched these arrogant and unruly immortal ancient creatures. He turned around and said softly, Princess Longji, I don't need to personally deal with these small fries. Princess Longji's expression froze. Did Jun Xiaoyao really think of her as a servant? However, when she remembered that she was the one who followed him, Princess Longji could not find any words to refute. Her beautiful eyes turned towards this group of immortal ancient creatures. When she realized that these immortal ancient beings were the four races that attacked her, Princess Longji's murderous intent exploded. She vented all her anger towards Jun Xiaoyao on these immortal ancient beings. You bunch of blind fools die for this consort. Princess Longji's chi of the true immortal realm exploded as she pushed out her hand. A pale green dragon claw slashed through the air, as if it could tear apart space itself. It headed towards the immortal ancient beings. True immortal realm. The immortal ancient beings' expressions changed drastically. Though their cultivation levels were higher than the heaven's favorites of the outside world, they were only at the beginning to the middle stage of the true immortal realm. There was no way they could block Princess Longji's attack. Plus, Princess Longji attacked in a fit of anger. She did not hold back at all. There was no way they could block it. Puff, puff, puff. Under the suppression of the anti-dragon hand, these creatures from the immortal ancient races exploded like watermelons, their flesh and blood flying everywhere. Princess Longji's one move had instantly killed all of these immortal ancient creatures. One had to admit that her strength was still very strong. Looking at the ground full of bones, Princess Longji exhaled deeply. Her anger subsided. She glanced coldly at Jun Xiaoyao and did not say anything. She crossed her arms in front of her chest, looking like an ice beauty. Jun Xiaoyao smiled and said nothing. At this moment, the group of sky prides from the outside world all looked towards Jun Xiaoyao. The pretty girl gathered her courage and stepped forward. She bowed to Jun Xiaoyao and said, "Thank you, Lord Son of God, for saving me." "You know me?" Jun Xiaoyao asked calmly. "I was fortunate enough to see Lord Son of God from afar in Nantian City." Seeing Jun Xiaoyao look over, the pretty girl blushed and her heart raced. "I only saw you from afar. Up close, you're even more handsome." The pretty girl thought to herself, Everything is fine now. You can enter the immortal ancient Dao Lake," Jun Xiaoyao said calmly. "If not for Lord Son of God's help, we would be in big trouble today," the pretty girl said gratefully. Princess Longji raised her brows. She was the one who killed these immortal ancient creatures. Why did all the credit go to Jun Xiaoyao? Did Jun Xiaoyao even move a finger? That's because they were courting death themselves, smashing into the tip of the spear. Against the creatures of immortal ancient, there's no need to feel any restraining fear, Jun Xiaoyao said in a carefree manner. If the creatures of the immortal ancient had not stopped him, Jun Xiaoyao would not have bothered with such matters. He could only say that the immortal ancient creatures were blind. Jun Xiaoyao and the others left. The other geniuses from the outside world stepped forward, their eyes filled with respect. As expected of the son of God of the Jun family. He's so powerful even in the immortal ancient world. Yeah, didn't you see that Zulong Princess Longji? She's following behind Lord Son of God like a maid. She was against Lord Son of God before. She's probably been tamed now. I'm so jealous of Princess Longji. If only I could follow Lord Son of God, the pretty girl said with longing. All right, let's enter the immortal ancient world. With Lord Son of God leading the way, can those immortal ancient creatures still be so arrogant? The geniuses from the outside world were all excited and entered the immortal ancient Dao Lake. After officially entering the immortal ancient Dao Lake region, Jun Xiaoyao did not stop. Jun Xiaoyao did not care about the small Dao lakes in the outer region at all. Jun Xiaoyao also did not care about the 1,000-feet Dao lakes in the central region. Jun Xiaoyao might take a look at the 1,000-feet Dao lakes in the inner region, but that was it. Jun Xiaoyao was most interested in the 10,000-feet Dao lakes in the core region. At the same time, next to a 1,000-feet Dao lake in the inner region of the immortal ancient Dao lakes, the air was filled with the smell of gunpowder. Two women stood next to the Dao lakes, facing off against a large group of creatures. One of the two women was wearing a light blue dress with tassels. Her hair was tied up with an ice blue phoenix hairpin. Her temperament was cold and flawless, like a beauty carved out of ice. She was the 7th sequence of the Jun family, Jun Xiaohuang, who had the ice spirit body. Beside her, the woman standing next to her was wearing a red dress. Her appearance was charming and beautiful, with a natural charm. She was the 8th sequence of the Jun family, Jun Xiu, who was born charming. At this moment, the two women's faces were filled with cold, murderous intent. Their eyes were filled with resentment as they looked at the large group of creatures opposite them. Among them were creatures of the far ancient royal family, as well as creatures of the immortal ancient race. This lake has been occupied by the Jun family. Why are you still not leaving? Jun Xiaohuang's tone was cold as she yelled. You want us to leave? What right do you have? Does the Jun family still have any deterrents? A muscular man with bull horns on his head and black hair all over his body sneered. He was Neo Dali, a top genius of the Demon Ox Mountain from the far ancient royal family. The Demon Ox Mountain was also one of Zulong's vassal forces. That's right. The Jun family seems to be having a hard time in the immortal ancient world. The Jun family son of God, whom you rely on, didn't even come to the immortal ancient world. A seductive woman with purple-black lips said in a strange tone. She came from a cave of the far ancient royal family. Her name was Spider Beauty, and she was also a top genius with extraordinary strength. Hearing her words, the two women's eyes were filled with anger. After the Jun family's 10 sequences entered the immortal ancient world, They were targeted like never before. 3 of the 10 sequences had fallen. Of course, Jun Lingsong, Jun Wushuang, and the others had also slaughtered a group of Archean royalty and the geniuses of the fallen god palace. But this still couldn't hide the fact that the Jun family was being targeted. As the saying goes, a tall tree attracts the wind. Beauties accept reality. If you're willing to surrender, we might not kill you, a young man with eyes as sharp as a snake said. He glanced at the 2 women with a disgusting, dirty desire in his eyes. He was a genius of the far ancient royal family, the Snake Emperor Valley. His name was Nine Eyes. He was stronger than Yo Dali of the demon Ox Mountain and Spider Beauty of the cave of the Silken Web. He was almost comparable to the golden-winged rock of the Jialo, Sacred Mountain. Sensing the hostility of the 3 far ancient royal families, Jun Shihuang and Jun Shiyu's expressions were cold and solemn. If it were only the 3 geniuses of the far ancient royal families, they might still be able to fight. But the problem was that the creatures of the immortal ancient races were eyeing them covetously. The whole book. Chapter 410. Seeing that the 2 women had no intention of backing down, a creature from the immortal ancient race stepped forward. His body was covered in black scales. He was from the immortal ancient race, the Black Scale Clan. The Jun family may be powerful in the outside world, but this is the immortal ancient world. We, the immortal ancient race, have the final say. Get lost. The Black Scale Clan's genius shouted coldly. So what if they were from the Jun family of the ancients? They couldn't invade the immortal ancient world anyway. Besides, no matter how powerful the Jun family's genius was, would they dare to provoke the immortal ancient race? The other creatures from the immortal ancient race also sneered. The 3,000-meter-long Dao Lake was one of the best in the inner region. They couldn't let the geniuses from the outside world occupy it. The geniuses from the far ancient royal race didn't want to occupy the Dao Lake either. They just didn't want the Jun family to occupy it. Jun Shihuang and Jun Shiyu's faces turned red. As the sequence of the Jun family, when had they ever been humiliated like this? Aren't you afraid of Sister Mulan's revenge? Jun Shiyu said coldly. Hearing this, the faces of the Nine Eyes, Spider Beauty, and Nyo Dali all changed. They knew that Jun Mulan was also in the immortal ancient Dao Lake, but she was in the core area. As the 3rd sequence of the Jun family, Jun Mulan's strength was much stronger than Jun Shihuang and Jun Shiyu's. The top 3 sequence of the Jun family, Jun Lingsong, Jun Wushuang, and Jun Mulan, were all first-tier geniuses. Even when facing the top geniuses from the immortal ancient race, they weren't afraid at all. The remaining sequences were slightly weaker, but they were also top geniuses. The weakest of them was at the complete Void God stage. Hearing this, the Nine Eyes of the Snake Emperor Valley calmed down. He said coldly, "Don't use Jun Mulan as your support. She might be driven out of the core area." What? Jun Shihuang and Jun Shiyu gritted their teeth. Although Jun Mulan was strong, she couldn't do it alone. It would be difficult for her to occupy a place in the core area by herself. Moreover, the Jun family was being targeted like never before. It could only be said that the Jun family was a tall tree that attracted the wind. They had made too many enemies. As for Jun Lingsong and the other echelon cultivators, they were scattered in other regions. It was impossible for all of them to gather at the immortal ancient Dao Lakes. The immortal ancient Dao Lakes were not the only opportunities in the immortal ancient world. Even so, the 2 women did not retreat in the slightest. As a member of the Jun family sequence, backing down was a disgrace. Neo Dali shook his head when he saw the determination in the 2 women's eyes. You won't give up until you see the coffin. It seems that the Jun family is going to lose 2 more sequences today. With that said, Neo Dali, Spider Beauty, and Nine Eyes attacked at the same time. Neo Dali held a huge axe in his hand. With a single swing of his axe, he seemed to be able to split open the earth. The Spider Beauty waved her 10 fingers, and Silver Spider Silk shot out, carrying a terrifying poison. As for Nine Eyes, he was the strongest of the 3 royal sky prides. His original form was that of a 9-eyed sky snake. It was rumored that he had a trace of the bloodline of the primordial, ferocious beast, nine-headed snakelet. Jun Xiaohuang and Jun Xiu exchanged glances when they saw the three royal prodigies making their moves. Then, they made their moves as well. Ice sealing heaven and earth. Jun Xiaohuang activated her ice spirit body, and a cold magic power shot out. Jun Xiaohuang's strength was at the early stage of the true immortal stage. At this stage, those who could reach the true immortal stage were already considered the top among the prodigies in the outside world. Jun Xiu's cultivation was also at the early stage of the true immortal stage. She also used her own means. It had to be said that as members of the Jun family sequence, they were very strong and could hold their own. They were not afraid of facing the three royal prodigies at all. Even if one of them had 9 eyes, which was comparable to the golden-winged roc, he could not completely suppress them. 9 Eyes' demonic light. 9 Eyes' shirt was torn, revealing 9 long and narrow eyes on his chest. It was a hair-raising sight. Kiss. 9 terrifying demonic lights shot out from the 9 Eyes. This was 9 Eyes' innate ability, and it was extremely powerful. Jun Xiaohuang and Jun Xiu saw this, and hurriedly used their defensive means. At this time, the eyes of the Black Scale clan and other immortal ancient beings flashed, and they all attacked. The immortal ancient Tao lake will erupt soon. Don't delay. Attack together and kill them. The group of immortal ancient beings all attacked. Magic power surged like a torrent. In front of an opportunity, fairness and justice were all empty. Only those who could win were the winners. Snow Phoenix, why don't we retreat? Jun Xiu bit her lip and said. Although this would be degrading the Jun family sequence's reputation, it was something that could not be helped. Jun Xiaohuang's eyes changed. She thought of the peerless figure in white. He had never taken a step back. No matter how difficult the situation was, there was still a calm and composed expression on his face. If the young master knew that I retreated, would he look down on me? Jun Xiaohuang murmured in her heart. The torrent of magic power from the immortal ancient races, coupled with the 9 Eyes' innate ability, 9 Eyes' demonic light, combined and swept toward the two of them. Even if the two of them could withstand this attack, they would probably be severely injured. After all, there were many true immortal realm beings among the immortal ancient beings. Seeing that Jun Xiaohuang had no intention of retreating, Jun Xiu bit her lip and did not retreat. Just as the two of them gathered the magic power in their bodies and were about to fight to the death, suddenly, a gust of wind blew. A white-robed figure appeared between the two of them, as if he had appeared in a flash. Then he stretched out a palm. In an instant, the world seemed to have frozen in a deathly stillness. The surging torrent of magic power silently froze in front of the palm. Then it dissolved and dissipated. The world was dead silent. The universe was silent. When the 3 King Clan prodigies and the immortal ancient beings saw this scene, they felt a chill down their spines, and their faces were filled with shock. What the hell was this? Even a late-stage, true immortal realm prodigy would not dare to casually resist this terrifying torrent of magic power. However, in front of this palm, it could not even create a ripple and directly dissipated into nothingness. How could you possibly appear here? Seeing the white-robed figure between the two of them, 9 Eyes, Neodali, and Spider Beauty were all extremely shocked. The immortal ancient beings might not know who this handsome young man was. However, they knew very well. Young master. Jun Xiaohuang's gaze trembled. She turned around and saw Jun Xiaoyao's handsome and flawless side profile. He stretched out a hand and activated his magic power immunity. Thousands of spells and tens of thousands of spells were turned into nothingness in front of him. Lord Son of God. Jun Xiu was also shocked, her beautiful eyes filled with excitement. It was difficult to describe the joy in the two of them at this moment. This feeling was like seeing a ray of light at the end of a long night. In this situation, Jun Xiaoyao's appearance was undoubtedly the last pillar and backbone of the Jun family. The 3 King Clan prodigies only felt a chill in their hearts. There was no need to probe too much. Just Jun Xiaoyao's casual move was enough to shock them. What is his cultivation level now? Chapter 411. No one had expected Jun Xiaoyao to show up at all. Jun Xiaohuang and Jun Xiu were unprecedentedly excited. It was as if they had found a pillar of support. Don't you know how to run if you can't beat him? Jun Xiaoyao said. Snow Phoenix, I don't want to ruin the reputation of the Jun family, and I don't want to embarrass the young master, Jun Xiaohuang murmured, lowering her head as if she had done something wrong. She, Jun Zhangjian, and Jun Wanjie were the first to follow Jun Xiaoyao. Their relationship with Jun Xiaoyao was naturally different from that of the other sequences. Are you stupid? Don't do this next time. If something happens to you, I won't like it. Jun Xiaoyao shook his head helplessly. Hearing these seemingly reproachful but affectionate words, Jun Xiaohuang's ears turned red and she nodded. Jun Xiu revealed a trace of envy on her face. Unfortunately, at the beginning, Jun Xiu was still blunt with Jun Xiaoyao. It was only later that she changed her mind. Of course, the same goes for you, Xiu. If anything happens to any of the sequences, I won't like it, Jun Xiaoyao said. After all, he was the sequence 0 of the Jun family, and he had the obligation to protect the sequence of his family. That was his duty. Otherwise, Jun Lingsong wouldn't have taken revenge on the Archean royalty. Because he was the sequence 0, he also had to bear this responsibility. Jun Xiu also nodded obediently. She looked at Jun Xiaoyao with admiration in her eyes. Jun Xiaoyao didn't have any prejudice against her because of her previous actions. It could be said that he was very magnanimous. Of course, Jun Xiaoyao's magnanimity was limited to his own family. As for outsiders, Jun Xiaoyao's gaze turned to the 3 royal geniuses, as well as the creatures of Immortal Ancient. His eyes were cold and detached, as if he was looking down at a group of ants. That's right, even a true God Realm prodigy was nothing more than an ant in Jun Xiaoyao's eyes. Who are you? You dare interfere with the matters of our Immortal Ancient clans? The Black-Scaled clan's heavenly pride said coldly. Jun Xiaoyao did not waste any time. He executed the Lightning Emperor's great mystic ability and pressed down with the Lightning Emperor's finger. Lightning formed in the void, filling the eyes with lightning. The dazzling lightning condensed into an ancient lightning giant finger. It was as if the Thunder Monarch had stretched out a finger, pressing down across the ancient space-time. That true God Realm genius of the Black-Scale clan didn't even have time to scream before he was crushed into ashes. This scene caused the hearts of everyone present to turn cold and their souls to tremble. One finger had killed a true God Realm prodigy. Who would dare to believe this? Who exactly are you? This group of immortal ancient creatures were all intimidated. Using the strong to bully the weak, bullying the weak and fearing the strong. This was the most realistic portrayal of them. Relying on the background of the immortal ancient clans and the fact that their cultivation levels were higher than those of the outside world, they did not take any of the outside world's geniuses seriously. But now, Jun Xiaoyao's move made their scalps tingle and their legs go weak. It's Jun Xiaoyao, the son of God of the Jun family. Oh my God, he really came to the immortal ancient world? Am I seeing things? That's strength. What cultivation level is the son of God of the Jun family at now? There were other geniuses around the Dao Lake. When they saw Jun Xiaoyao, they couldn't help but exclaim. Although Jun Xiaoyao had caused some commotion before, in the immortal ancient world, the news wouldn't have spread so quickly. That was why many people now knew that Jun Xiaoyao had entered the immortal ancient world. He's the son of God of the Jun family? The remaining immortal ancient creatures were surprised. They also occasionally heard of Jun Xiaoyao's reputation from the outside world geniuses. He was known as the number 1 of the younger generation in the Huangtian mystic realm. This title was not something that anyone could bear. Originally, these immortal ancient creatures were extremely disdainful of the title of number 1. That was because the immortal ancient creatures, were stronger than the geniuses of the outside world. But now, they were completely speechless. Regardless of reputation or rumors, seeing was believing. The son of God of the Jun family, Jiumu and the other 2 began to panic. They were ordered by Zulong and the other royal families to come and kill the sequence bearers of the Jun family. They didn't expect to run into this taboo, ruthless person. 186 Chinese network looking at the surprised, fearful, and panicked gazes. Jun Xiaoyao's face was as indifferent as a god's. He slowly said, "Are you guys too arrogant? Or is the Jun family too weak to lift a blade?" "Jun Xiaoyao, I didn't expect you to enter the immortal ancient world. But so what? In the immortal ancient world, you can't do anything," Jiu Mu said with fear in his eyes. "That's right. No matter if you're a dragon or a tiger, in the immortal ancient world, you have to lie down." A group of immortal ancient creatures also shouted. They couldn't accept that a genius from the outside world was riding on their heads. "Oh," Jun Xiaoyao tilted his head slightly. "Leave now and give this lake to us. Otherwise, we will report to the dragon human race, ancient witch race, three-eyed sacred race, and other forces in the core area." The group of immortal ancient creatures said fearlessly. Even if Jun Xiaoyao wasn't afraid of them, he should be afraid of the four great races of the immortal ancient world, right? The geniuses of the four great races were all top-notch. Among them, there were even terrifying existences who had reached the heavenly god realm. Those geniuses were the real giants. Apart from ancient freaks who were sleeping in the immortal ancient world, there were almost no opponents for them. "Huh," Jun Xiaoyao laughed. Those who were familiar with Jun Xiaoyao knew. His laughter could only be used in two situations. First, he was happy. Second, he wanted to kill. It was obvious that the current Jun Xiaoyao belonged to the second type. There are exceptions for those who defy the heavens. Those who defy me have no chance of survival. There's only one path in front of you. Jun Xiaoyao paused. Then he slowly raised his hand and pointed to the sky. "What?" The group of immortal ancient creatures felt uneasy. "The Yellow Springs Road." As Jun Xiaoyao's words fell, he activated his magic power. Endless netherworld qi soared into the sky. The void trembled as the pitch-black Hell's Gate appeared. The gate of Hell slowly opened a gap. Countless evil spirits and Azuras swarmed out. It was as if the door to the apocalypse had been opened. What is this? Run! The group of immortal ancient creatures were shocked. They finally lost their arrogant attitude. But it was too late. Endless Azuras and evil spirits surrounded them. Even if their individual combat strength was not strong, ants could bite an elephant to death. It was enough to kill them. "Let's go." Nine Eyes, Neodali, and Spider Beauty were shocked. They turned around and ran. "Do you think you can leave?" Jun Xiaoyao stretched out his hand. A giant palm of magic power appeared. It was as if a corner of the sky had collapsed. "Thousand Silk Net." Spider Beauty screamed and used her ultimate skill. The net spread out, enveloping the giant hand of magic power. She wanted to stop it. However, without any suspense, Spider Beauty was directly slapped to death. Then, Jun Xiaoyao clenched his fist. Magic power gathered and lightning surged. The heavenly deity spear and 9 tribulation devil punishing thunder merged together, turning into a powerful attack that pierced towards Neodali. Mountain Splitter. Neodali held the mountain splitter axe in his hand. The muscles on his body swelled, and he grew to 9 jong tall. He slashed down with the axe, causing the ground to shake and crack. However, it was still useless. Ignoring everything else, just in terms of cultivation realm, Jun Xiaoyao completely crushed these ants. Although Neodali's physical strength was strong compared to Jun Xiaoyao, it was still a joke. Boom! The heavenly deity's spear, wrapped in lightning, directly bombarded Neodali's body, blasting him into pieces. Chapter 412. Seeing Jun Xiaoyao kill 2 powerful King Clan prodigies with a raise of his hand, Jiumu's heart skipped a beat. Monster, this Jun Xiaoyao is a complete monster. Jiumu was shocked. He simply couldn't figure out how Jun Xiaoyao managed to train to such an extent. He entered the immortal ancient world so late. Logically speaking, his cultivation level should be much lower than theirs. But now, Jun Xiaoyao's cultivation level was higher than the immortal ancient race's prodigies. This was F*King ridiculous. Even if he was cheating, he shouldn't be like this. How could he let the other prodigies have a good time? Jiumu wasn't a fool. Although he was the strongest among the three, he was no match for Jun Xiaoyao. Therefore, he didn't hesitate to turn around and run. From the moment you provoked the Jun family, you were already dead, Jun Xiaoyao said indifferently. At this moment, he seemed to have turned into the grim reaper of hell, harvesting living creatures. Jun Xiaoyao raised his hand and used his fingers as a sword, gathering magic power between them. A dazzling sword light appeared. It was the immortal slaughtering sword art. The sword light was vast and mighty like a long river, showing the scene of a group of immortals falling. The surrounding sword intent rampaged in the void, causing endless splashes of water to rise from the Dao Lake. With Jun Xiaoyao's current strength, the power of the immortal slaughtering sword art was needless to say. It could cut down all the stars in the sky. Nine-eyed demonic light. Jiumu used his innate ability again. The 9 eyes on his chest shot out pitch-black demonic light at the same time, converging into a black pillar of light that collided with the sword light. Boom! Violent magic power ripples swept out in all directions. Jiumu spat out a large mouthful of blood. His body was hit, but he didn't die. Jun Xiaoyao was slightly surprised. Looks like you're a bit stronger than those two, Jun Xiaoyao commented. Jiumu's strength shouldn't be much weaker than the golden-winged rock from the Jialo Sacred Mountain. Jun Xiaoyao, are you really going to be so ruthless? Jiumu wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth with a ferocious expression. Saying something like that now will only show your stupidity to the fullest. Jun Xiaoyao made his move again. A golden divine light flashed between his eyebrows, and the primitive Emperor Dao sword was displayed. The golden chains of order turned into a golden short sword. Although it was short, it had a majestic aura that could cut through the sky. As one of the 5 divine arts, the primitive Emperor Dao sword was no weaker than the sword art of the immortal slayer. I'll fight, Jiumu's roared. Since he couldn't escape, he might as well fight. He transformed into his true form, which was a pitch-black snake that was 1,000 feet long. There were 9 snake eyes on the snake's head, and it looked extremely ferocious and terrifying. Emperor Jiumu's. Calm Xiaoyao, Jiumu's long, God, long, S. The reason why Jiumu was able to become a core genius of the Snake Emperor Valley was because of his powerful bloodline. Unfortunately for him, his opponent was Jun Xiaoyao. If he's really the pure-blooded descendant of Jiuying, I might have to pay attention to him, but you... Jun Xiaoyao sighed. He raised his hand, and lightning flashed between his fingers. Lightning stars appeared one after another and bombarded the 9-eyed heavenly snake. The 9-eyed heavenly snake let out a hiss, and its 9 snake eyes emitted a demonic light. Jun Xiaoyao used his soul power to control the primitive Emperor Dao sword and slashed down. The golden sword light split the sky and the earth, shaking the universe. Whoosh! Jiumu's head was directly cut off. Blood splashed across the sky. Jun Xiaoyao's sword had killed the snake. This scene made many geniuses around the Dao Lake tremble. Some of the immortal ancient creatures even hid far away, afraid of provoking this god of death. Lord Long Outyin won't let you go. The severed head of the 9-eyed heavenly snake spoke intermittently in human language. Long Outyin. Jun Xiaoyao smiled. Long Outyin was now being toyed with in the palm of his hand, and Jiumu still wanted Long Outyin to avenge him. What a joke! Jun Xiaoyao shook his head and waved his hand. The Tuxi ancient emperor's flame surged out and burned Jiumu to ashes. 3 top geniuses of the King clan had fallen. On the other side, the group of ignorant immortal ancient creatures were also slaughtered by the evil spirits in the gate of hell. Then, the gate of hell closed. The entire Dao Lake regained its calm, but the people around couldn't calm down. Jun Xiaoyao's performance made people wonder if he had entered a mortal ancient a long time ago. Otherwise, how could he be so strong? Of course, there were also creatures watching coldly from the sidelines. For example, the immortal ancient races. This son of God of the Jun clan has offended the immortal ancient races. He won't be able to go far. Some of the immortal ancient creatures thought to themselves. These geniuses of the outside world had no idea how strong the geniuses of the immortal ancient races were. Among them, there were even powerful heavenly gods. Young Master, Lord Son of God, Jun Xiaohuang, and Jun Shiyu's beautiful eyes sparkled, filled with joy and admiration. The Son of God was still the Son of God. He would never disappoint. He would always walk in front of the crowd. At this time, Princess Longji and Lei Mingyuan also appeared. Princess Longji didn't want to be ordered around by Jun Xiaoyao again, so she stayed far away from him. Princess Longji, seeing the newcomer, Jun Xiaohuang and Jun Xiu both became serious and hostile. It's okay. She's harmless for now. Jun Xiaoyao waved his hand. His words left the two women a little dumbfounded. What was going on? It's a long story. Let's not talk about it. Anyway, she's quite obedient and harmless. Don't mind her, Jun Xiaoyao said. Jun Xiaoyao, Princess Longji ground her teeth again. Why did he sound like he was describing a pet? Jun Xiaohuang nodded, admiring Jun Xiaoyao's methods even more. However, her eyes were still filled with hostility. That kind of hostility was the hostility between women. All right, what's the situation now? Jun Xiaoyao asked. Although Lei Mingyuan knew some information, it was limited. He should be able to get more information by asking Jun Xiaohuang and the others. Then, Jun Xiaohuang told Jun Xiaoyao some things, including the deaths of Sequence 4 Jun Wuchen, Sequence 6 Jun Daolin, and Sequence 9 Jun Tianming. Jun Wuchen was killed by the dark son of God of the fallen God Palace when he was breaking through. Jun Daolin was killed by the Archean royalty. Jun Tianming was killed by one of the top prodigies of the immortal ancient 4 great clans, the 3-eyed Holy Clan, when he was fighting for the treasure. Killed casually. Jun Xiaoyao raised his eyebrows, noticing this description. Jun Tianming was Sequence 9 of the Jun family. No matter how weak he was, he couldn't have been killed casually, unless the person who killed him was very strong. The person who killed him is the heavenly holy son of the 3-eyed Holy Clan. His cultivation level seems to be Heavenly God, Jun Xiaohuang said in a low voice. The fox mourned the death of the hare. Jun Tianming being killed so casually like this made them feel bad. Also, Jun Wuchen, Jun Daolin, and the others all died unjustly. Fallen God Palace, Archean royalty, 3-eyed Holy Clan. Jun Xiaoyao murmured, his face expressionless. However, the temperature of the surrounding area quickly dropped to the freezing point. It was an extremely cold, killing intent that froze heaven and earth. Jun Xiaoyao was angry. Chapter 4:13. In ancient times, when an ordinary man was angry, blood would splatter everywhere. When an emperor was angry, blood would flow for thousands of miles. And when the son of God of the Jun family was angry, what could he do? As expected, this son of God is too merciful. Jun Xiaoyao looked up at the sky and sighed softly. Merciful? Jun Xiaohuang, Jun Xiu, and the others looked at the blood and bones on the ground in silence. If Jun Xiaoyao could be considered as being merciful, then there would be no cruelty in the world. But Jun Xiaoyao felt that it was still not enough. I suddenly have a wish, Jun Xiaoyao thought for a moment and said. Jun Xiaohuang, Jun Xiu, Lei Mingyuan, and even the cold-looking Princess Longji at the side tilted their ears slightly. I want to kill my way to the world, and everyone who sees the Jun family will kneel down. Jun Xiaoyao said word by word. His words were like thunder in the sky. Words were never spoken carelessly. Saying one sentence was equivalent to having karma. Jun Xiaohuang and the others all took a deep breath. Jun Xiaoyao wanted to kill his way to the world, and everyone who saw the Jun family would kneel down and tremble. Princess Longji's eyes also flashed. Even with her domineering personality, she did not dare to say such words easily. Jun Xiaoyao, on the other hand, was able to tell. At this moment, Jun Xiaoyao was expressionless and filled with murderous intent. He was like a completely different person from the Jun Xiaoyao who teased her before. Princess Longji did not understand what kind of person Jun Xiaoyao was. After he finished speaking, The murderous intent in the surroundings dissipated. Jun Xiaoyao's expression was calm, as if he had turned back into that calm and immortal young master. Jun Xiaohuang and Jun Shiyu's eyes sparkled. With Jun Xiaoyao around, their hearts seemed to be supported. By the way, young master, Sister Milan is in the core area, Jun Xiaohuang said. Jun Milan's personality was domineering, and she was a tough woman. With her strength, she naturally wanted to enter the core area. As for Jun Xiaohuang and Jun Shiyu, their cultivation levels were slightly lower, and they wanted to occupy 1,000 feet Dao Lake first before going to help Jun Milan. She's there too? Then let's go together, Jun Xiaoyao said. Then this Dao Lake, Jun Xiaohuang said hesitantly. Ha! The people of the Jun family either don't fight or fight for the best opportunity, Jun Xiaoyao said casually. The 10,000-meter Dao Lake was the opportunity that the Jun family should occupy. What did a 3,000-meter Dao Lake count for? When the two women heard this, their hearts surged. Jun Xiaoyao was probably the only one who would have been able to do something like that. Amazing. Lei Mingyuan could only say these two words. In the eyes of outsiders, the 1,000-feet Dao Lake was extremely rare, but Jun Xiaoyao casually gave it up and didn't even look at it. However, the core area is mostly occupied by the powerful immortal ancient races, Jun Shiyu said hesitantly. These local tyrants were not to be trifled with. Do a bunch of immortal ancient prisoners really think they're the masters? Jun Xiaoyao sneered. He had learned about it in the Jun family's library. These immortal ancient races didn't seem to have existed here from the beginning. They were imprisoned here. Of course, the records were very vague, and no one knew what the situation was. However, what was certain was that these immortal ancient races weren't as high and mighty as the world thought. All right, let's go to the core area, Jun Xiaoyao said, waving his hand. The two women nodded slightly. Jun Xiaoyao led Jun Xiaohuang, Jun Shiyu, Lei Mingyuan, and Princess Longji and set off again. They looked at the bloody ground and then at Jun Xiaoyao and the others who were leaving. Everyone had a premonition in their hearts. This time, there would be a good show in the core area of the immortal ancient Dao Lakes. There were a total of 4,000 feet Dao Lakes in the core area of the immortal ancient Dao Lakes. 3 of them were occupied by the Dragon Man race, the ancient sorcerer race, and the 3-eyed sacred race. As for the beauty race, they weren't in this area, so they didn't occupy the last 1,000 feet Dao Lake. Therefore, the last 1,000 feet Dao Lake became a place that the outside world's geniuses had to fight for. Because the 1,000 feet Dao Lake covered a huge area and was shockingly valuable, almost no outside world's geniuses could monopolize it. Instead, all the outside world's geniuses jointly occupied this Dao Lake. This also created a situation where there were too many monks and too little gruel. Of course, geniuses who weren't strong enough didn't even have the right to get close to this Dao Lake. However, at this moment, there was a terrifying aura bursting out from this Dao Lake, and there were waves of magic power spreading out. Obviously, there were peerless geniuses fighting. On the battlefield, 2 figures were attacking each other. One of them was a woman with a heroic face and a valiant bearing. Her long red hair was tied into a single ponytail, clean and neat. She had the temperament of a woman who didn't lose out to men. She wore tight clothes, revealing her flat, snow-white belly. Her figure was hot, and her curves were astonishing. There was a strange charm in her valiant aura. She was the 3rd sequence of the Jun family, Jun Milan. She held a heavy sword with both hands and slashed at a black-robed figure. It was a young man with a slender figure, pale skin, and a hood on his head. Black fog lingered around his body, appearing and disappearing in the void. Not a single trace of his aura leaked out, making him look extremely strange. This person was the dark son of God of the fallen God Palace, an immortal descendant who wasn't any weaker than the fallen son of God. Jun Wuchen, the sequence 4 of the Jun family, was killed by him. When enemies met, their eyes burned with hatred. In addition, there was also the battle for the Dao Lake. Jun Milan naturally wouldn't let the dark son of God go. These 2 people, one of them was the sequence 3 of the Jun family, and the other was the immortal descendant of the fallen God Palace. Their strength and background were top-notch, and they were like two sharp needles against each other. Dark Son of God, how dare you plot against the Sequence 4 of the June family? I'll take your life. June Milan was as domineering as a man. The blood in her body boiled as if it was burning, forming bloody flames on the surface of her body. Two flames also rose in her eyes. The blood of the god of war. This was a special talent that belonged to June Milan. It made her braver as she fought, and her combat strength skyrocketed. Is that the blood of the god of war? It's terrifying. At this moment, there were also some immortal descendants around the Tao Lake. They all sighed when they saw June Milan's strength. No wonder she was the Sequence 3 of the June family. Her strength was terrifying. June Milan's cultivation had already reached the late stage of the true immortal realm. With the blood of the god of war, her strength was even more terrifying. However, the Dark Son of God was not to be trifled with. Most of his face was hidden in the hood, and only his pale chin was exposed. The corner of his mouth lifted into a cold smile. Strange black runes appeared around his body. Black light surged, and his aura was also rising. It's rumored that the Dark Son of God has the Nether Curse Constitution, someone said. It's ranked in the top 200 of the 3,000 constitutions. It's an extremely strange constitution. These two people were not giving in to each other. They were both very powerful. Even so, June Milan was still in a bad situation. The reason was simple. The current situation was unfavorable for June Milan. The divine Dark Sun alone should be able to stop June Milan, Yi Futian said. A man and a woman stood tall in the sky. They were Huang Xuani and Feng Qingling from the Wanwang Spirit Mountain. Although they were not Huang Zi and Phoenix Girl, their cultivation had now broken through to the true immortal realm. On the other side, a young man with long golden hair and an intimidating aura was also observing the situation. He was the golden-winged rock from the Jialo Sacred Mountain. Previously in the Heaven Dao Tower, he was beaten to a pulp by Jun Xiaoyao. Now that he had recovered, his cultivation was at the mid-stage of the true immortal realm. In addition, Long Bichi from Zulong was also there. However, she was not alone. Beside her, there was a man with crimson dragon horns on his head and crimson scales between his eyebrows. His cultivation was at the small completion of the true immortal realm. Chapter 414. The small completion of the true immortal realm was considered top-notch in the immortal ancient world. Few geniuses from the outside world could reach this level, unless they were ancient freaks like Princess Lonji. The man with red dragon horns was obviously not a genius from the outside world, let alone a genius from Zulong. His name was Ao Lai from the Dragon Man clan. Ao wanted to send him a message because they both had dragon blood in their veins. That was why Long Bichi had the chance to build a relationship with the Dragon Man clan. At this moment, Ao Lai looked at the battlefield with a sense of superiority in his eyes. When he saw June Milan, a hint of surprise flashed across his eyes. A woman as excellent as June Milan was rare even in the immortal ancient world. Her aura was also very valiant, which made her different from other women. She was quite attractive. This girl from the June family is quite powerful, Ao Lai commented. So what? She can't compare with Master Ao Lai, Long Bichi said with a smile. With the protection of the Dragon Man clan, the geniuses from Zulong had nothing to worry about in the immortal ancient world. Brother Ao Tian is the best. If it weren't for him, the Dragon Man clan wouldn't have taken such good care of us in Zulong, Long Bichi murmured. She was even more impressed with Long Outyin now. The Son of God from the June family is lucky that he didn't come to the immortal ancient world. Otherwise, Brother Ao Tian could have easily defeated him, Long Bichi thought. Everyone was paying attention to the battle. The battle between June Milan and the Dark Son of God reached its climax. Both of them had amazing skills. When the last attack collided, both of them were knocked back at the same time. They were actually on par with each other. Damn it, June Milan was very upset. She was indeed very strong, but the Son of God of Darkness was not a cat or dog that could be casually killed. Plus, his nether cursed body was very strange. It was impossible for June Milan to kill the Dark Son of God in a short period of time. She is indeed the sequence 3. On the other side, the dark son of God was also afraid. He was best at sneak attacks and killing in the dark. In a head-on battle, he did not have much of an advantage. The reason why he was able to kill Jun Wuchen before was because he had launched a sneak attack while Jun Wuchen was on the verge of breaking through. Otherwise, it would not have been so easy for the dark son of God to kill a 4th-rank true god. Darkness son of God, I must kill you. Jun Mulan raised her eyebrows. At that moment, a cold laugh was heard. Jun Mulan, don't say such harsh words. You should leave. There is no place for the Jun family in the 10,000-meter Dao Lake. The person who spoke was Long Beachy. If she was alone, she obviously wouldn't dare to provoke Jun Mulan. However, the problem was that the Jun family was being targeted by many forces in the immortal ancient world. The Dark Son of God and Wan Huang Spirit Mountain's prodigies also stood against Jun Mulan. Jun Mulan was now alone and without help. However, even though Jun Mulan was surrounded by enemies, there was not the slightest bit of fear in her beautiful eyes. She looked at Long Beachy and said, "If you want to die, I will fulfill your wish." Under Jun Mulan's gaze, Long Beachy couldn't help but take 2 steps back. Her current cultivation was only at the perfect void god realm. She was only able to enter the 10,000-meter Dao Lake because of the protection of the dragon-human clan. On the side, Aolai stepped out and blocked Jun Mulan's aura. He looked at Jun Mulan and said playfully, "I know that the Jun family is very famous in the outside world, but in the immortal ancient world, it is useless. Right now, you have 2 choices. First, leave immediately. There is no place for you in the 10,000-meter Dao Lake. Second, submit to me, and I can promise to give you a place." Aolai smiled faintly as he glanced at Jun Mulan's curvaceous body. Jun Mulan was immediately enraged. Her red hair fluttered as she cursed, "Bullsh asterisk T. Die." Jun Mulan held the heavy sword with both hands and slashed at Aolai. This caused everyone to be astonished. Tisk TSK. No wonder she is chilly of the Jun family. Such a character. Huang Xuanyi shook his head. How stupid. She even dared to provoke the dragon-human clan. She won't even know how she died. Feng Qingling sneered. As one of the 4 major clans in the immortal ancient world, even if the dragon-human clan didn't send out any powerhouses, their younger generation was strong enough to dominate a region. It was rumored that the crown prince of the dragon-human clan was at the heavenly god realm, which was extremely terrifying. Now that Jun Mulan had provoked the dragon-human clan, what was she if not stupid? Haha, I like such a fiery character. Aolai smiled faintly. In the face of Jun Mulan's sword, he also made a move. Dragon Chi surged and turned into a heavenly sword. Aolai's cultivation was at the small completion true god realm, and he was extremely powerful. Although Jun Mulan's cultivation was slightly weaker, she had the blood of the god of war. The more she fought, the braver she became. Her aura was no weaker than Aolai's. The 2 of them began to fight. Jun Mulan waved her heavy sword and slashed out tens of thousands of sword chi, cutting through the void. Aolai stretched out his hands, and flames surged. He had the blood of the fire dragon. The flames turned into a giant dragon and rushed toward Jun Mulan. Boom! Sword chi burst forth, and flames swept out. The space trembled, and the entire Dao Lake was boiling. After one exchange, Aolai retreated 2 steps, but Jun Mulan retreated more than 10 steps. You can actually force me to retreat with your late-stage, true god realm cultivation? Aolai was a little surprised. You loach, how dare you think of me? Die. Jun Mulan's blood of the god of war burned, and her aura rose again. It was almost at the small completion true god realm. As expected of the 3rd sequence of a Jun family. You're quite something. Seeing Jun Mulan's aura, the Dark Son of God, and the others also had a slightly serious expression. As expected, none of the top sequences of a Jun family were easy to deal with. Aolai's face darkened when he heard this. As long as it was a creature related to the Dragon Clan, they would hate to be called a loach the most. Such a fiery character. I'll teach you a good lesson after I suppress you. Aolai was also serious. He took out his Dharma artifact, a fire dragon seal. It was an ancient sacred weapon and was extremely powerful. The fire dragon seal was like a burning corner of the sky, and it pressed down on June Mulan. June Mulan's sword turned upside down and collided with the fire dragon seal. Another explosion sounded. June Mulan felt something sweet in her throat and retreated continuously. Seeing this, Ao Lai attacked again. His dragon blood boiled, and the fire dragon seal pressed down again. June Mulan roared. The more she fought, the braver she became. The god of war's blood burned, and she was extremely violent. However, at the most critical moment, Yi Zichen's expression changed. The space behind June Mulan suddenly distorted. Black fog rolled, and a figure appeared. It was the Dark Son of God. He used the sneak attack that he was most adept at. Do you think I didn't guard against you? June Mulan's beautiful eyes flashed, and she slashed with her sword. However, this sword actually pierced through the Dark Son of God's body. Oh no! June Mulan's expression changed. Haha, the strangeness of the sinister dark curse body is far beyond your imagination. In another direction, the Dark Son of God's figure suddenly appeared. The black fog rolled and formed a cursed dark seal that attacked June Mulan. The fire dragon seal pressed down at the same time. No matter how strong June Mulan was, it was impossible for her to withstand the attacks of the Dark Son of God and Ao Lai at the same time. It's over. Huang Xuani, Feng Qingling, and the others shook their heads. The golden-winged roc also retracted his gaze. However, in the next moment, he felt a long-awaited aura rushing toward him from afar. That aura is... The golden-winged roc's scalp went numb. He finally remembered the fear he felt when he was dominated by that white-clothed figure that day. Chapter 415. As the strongest prodigy of Jialo's sacred mountain, the golden-winged roc had only felt fear once in his life. That time, his Taoist heart had collapsed, and he had almost fallen completely. But now, this aura appeared again. At June Mulan's critical moment, a figure descended like a god and grabbed at the Dark Son of God. Who is it? The Dark Son of God suddenly felt his hair stand on end, as if he had been targeted by an ancient, ferocious beast. He felt a sense of death. He hurriedly withdrew the dark curse seal and turned around to attack. However, the figure shook all over, and a golden aura spread out. An incomparably sacred golden light burst out. The Dark Son of God's dark curse body had an extremely strong curse power. It was also because of this curse that he had been able to successfully assassinate Jun Wuchun. But this time, the Dark Son of God's curse power, which had always been successful, melted like snow under the hot sun. How is this possible? The Dark Son of God was shocked. He looked over, and his expression froze. It's you, Jun Xiaoyao, the Dark Son of God exclaimed. Jun Xiaoyao's sacred body of the ancients was transcendent and sacred, and it could restrain all kinds of strange things. A constitution like the dark curse body was naturally restrained by a sacred body. Jun Xiaoyao's expression was indifferent, like a cold god. He grabbed the Dark Son of God. Immortal light surrounded him, and with the power of the immortal bone of the great all-embracing heaven, it seemed to shatter the void. The Dark Son of God used all kinds of methods, but he couldn't escape from Jun Xiaoyao's hand. Crack! Jun Xiaoyao's hand grabbed the Dark Son of God's neck. He lifted him up as if he was carrying a chicken. This scene caused the entire 30,000-meter Dao lake to go deathly silent. No one had expected that the situation would change so drastically in just an instant. Why did the Jun family son of God come to the immortal ancient world? Furthermore, why is his aura so terrifying? Impossible. The Jun family son of God entered the immortal ancient world so late. How could he have such a cultivation level? The expressions of all living beings in the 30,000-meter Dao lake flickered. Some of the spectating heaven's favorites couldn't help but exclaim in shock. They were not surprised by Jun Xiaoyao's appearance. However, Jun Xiaoyao's level cultivation was something that surprised all of them. The Dark Son of God was at the middle stage, true God realm. With the dark nether curse body, his strength was comparable to a late-stage, true God realm prodigy. However, at this moment, Jun Xiaoyao was holding him up by the neck with one hand. He was completely unable to resist. This scene was too shocking. Jun Xiaoyao, the dark son of God, struggled to resist. But how could he possibly escape from Jun Xiaoyao's grasp? Is the life of a member of the Jun family that easy to take? Jun Xiaoyao's tone was as cold as ice. Didn't you also kill the fallen son of God? The dark son of God was about to suffocate as he struggled to speak. I, the son of God, have the right to kill whoever I want. Do you? Jun Xiaoyao said coldly. The dark son of God was speechless. He wanted to resist. The dermic powers in his body burst forth, and the cursed power of the dark nether cursed body spread out. However, it was firmly suppressed by Jun Xiaoyao's divine body. In the future, I, the son of God, will kill every member of the fallen god palace I see. The two-sheet ancient emperor flame burst out from Jun Xiaoyao's arm. 7 colored flames surged out, drowning out the divine dark sun. Ah! A shrill scream rang out. The pain of being burned by the flames was not something that ordinary people could endure. However, Jun Xiaoyao did not stop there. He even took out the chaotic divine grindstone. He used the chaotic divine grindstone to crush the primordial spirit of the dark son of God. The pain was indescribable. It was as if his bones and flesh were being crushed piece by piece. Divine Dark Sun's miserable screams caused one's hair to stand on end. Jun Xiaoyao could have killed the dark son of God directly, on the first floor, but he tortured him like this. In the end, Jun Xiaoyao shook his hand, and the dark son of God's body, which was already charred black, was directly reduced to ashes. An inheritor of an undying power had fallen so easily. The entire Dao Lake was dead silent. There was no sound at all. There was only the sound of rapid breathing. It was the rapid breathing of Huang Xuani, Feng Qingling, and Long Bichi. Jun Xiaoyao killed the dark son of God with a single move. It was hard to imagine. Even Jun Mulan was only on par with the dark son of God. As for Ao Lai, his pupils shrank slightly. Even with his cultivation base, it wouldn't be that easy to kill the dark god son. This outsider's genius is actually so powerful. Ao Lai frowned. Jun Mulan was pleasantly surprised to see Jun Xiaoyao there. She rushed to Jun Xiaoyao's side, stretched out her arm, and patted Jun Xiaoyao's shoulder. You finally came to the immortal ancient world. You made me wait for so long. Jun Mulan smiled. Only God knew how relieved Jun Mulan was when she saw Jun Xiaoyao. Jun Xiaoyao was the backbone of the younger generation of the Jun family. It's a pity that I came a little late. Otherwise, Jun Xiaoyao sighed. It's good that you came. Jun Mulan's smile disappeared. She could not blame Jun Xiaoyao for this. Don't worry. Leave it to me, Jun Xiaoyao said. Not far away, Jun Xuehuang, Jun Xiu, Lei Mingyuan, and Princess Longji also arrived. Princess Longji's arrival caused a stir. But now, everyone's eyes fell on Jun Xiaoyao. Not everyone could kill the dark son of God so casually. It seems that I didn't kill enough people in the immortal realm to make you all afraid. Jun Xiaoyao looked around. The golden-winged roc gritted his teeth, flapped his wings, and retreated. At the same time, he shouted, I didn't interfere with the Jun family's business. This has nothing to do with me. With that, the golden-winged roc turned into a golden rainbow and ran away. He did not even want the opportunity at the immortal ancient Dao Lake. Everyone was stunned. The golden-winged roc was a famous genius in the immortal realm, but he was scared away. Jun Xiaoyao glanced at them and looked away. Huang Xuani and Feng Qingling quietly retreated, wanting to leave. Do you think you can leave? Jun Xiaoyao reached out to grab them. We didn't do anything. Their faces were full of shock. You didn't do anything, but the Wanwang Spirit Mountain did. Jun Xiaoyao threw a palm attack, and the two of them were unable to resist at all. Their bodies and souls were crushed to dust right away. Seeing Jun Xiaoyao casually kill the golden-winged roc, all the creatures in the Dao Lake fell silent. At this moment, Jun Xiaoyao was like a killing god in white. And these two made me very unhappy. Jun Mulan looked coldly at Ao Lai and Long Bichi. Long Beachy's face was unnatural, and her heart was beating fast. However, when she remembered that Aolai was by her side, she calmed down. Not everyone dared to provoke the Dragon Man. Long Beachy, it seems that you are tired of living. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes were cold. Jun Xiaoyao did not care about Long Beachy, who was just a small fry. However, she chose to jump in front of Jun Xiaoyao, which meant that she had a death wish. Outsider, that's enough. It's not your place to turn the world upside down. Aolai took a step forward. The aura of the exceptional true immortal realm gushed out. His attitude was arrogant. However, Jun Xiaoyao smirked coldly at the sight and stepped out as well. He no longer concealed his aura of the exceptional true immortal realm. Aolai was dumbfounded. His expression froze, which made him look funny. He had released his aura to intimidate Jun Xiaoyao. Chapter 416. How was this possible? Aolai took a deep breath, unable to believe what he had just heard. Even for the geniuses who spent most of their time in the immortal ancient world, there were very few who had reached the peak of the true God realm. Not to mention the outside world, where the spirit chi was relatively thin. Even if he had started cultivating in his mother's womb, it was impossible for him to reach such a level. Aolai was not the only one who was shocked. All the living creatures around him were stunned. Jun Xiaoyao's aura was so overbearing that they felt like their bodies were about to crumble under the pressure. Even Jun Mulan was taken aback by this. She had only felt that Jun Xiaoyao was unfathomable, but she did not know his true cultivation level. Now that he had revealed it, Jun Mulan's red lips were wide open. What a monster! Jun Mulan sighed. However, she was excited. After being suppressed for so long, it was finally the Jun family's turn to be proud. After Jun Xiaoyao's level of cultivation was exposed, Aolai's expression became unsettled. If Jun Xiaoyao was also at lesser completion true God realm, Aolai would not have hesitated and would have attacked him right away. After all, the Dragon Human clan had a certain advantage when they were at the same level. However, Jun Xiaoyao's cultivation level was at the peak of the true God realm. Even Aolai, who was used to being arrogant, would not recklessly attack him. In addition, Jun Xiaoyao had casually killed the Dark Son of God, so Aolai was even more wary of him. Moreover, the immortal ancient Dao Lake was about to erupt. He still had to go to the Dao Lake where the Dragon Human clan was to obtain opportunities. If he was injured in the battle with Jun Xiaoyao, it would affect his chances of obtaining opportunities. Therefore, Aolai only said in a low voice, I didn't expect that there would be such a monster among the geniuses from the outside world. You are indeed qualified to stand here with your cultivation level at the peak of the true God realm. In that case, I will let you go. Aolai's words stunned everyone around him. Long Beachy was also stunned. The Dragon Human clan's genius had actually backed down. It was as if the sun had risen from the west. The son of God of the Jun family actually made the Dragon Human clan choose to back down. That's really something. Some geniuses from the outside world who were watching the show from the periphery of the Dao Lake exclaimed. As one of the immortal ancient four great races, how many of them could make the Dragon Human race back down? Let me go. Jun Xiaoyao smiled. Aolai's words were truly laughable. Let's go first. Aolai glanced coldly at Jun Xiaoyao. After the immortal ancient Dao lakes erupted, he would find Jun Xiaoyao to settle the score. Long Beachy gritted her teeth. Although she was reluctant, she did not dare to question Aolai's choice. However, Jun Xiaoyao said, wait. Aolai's footsteps paused as his expression darkened. What do you mean? This 10,000-meter Dao lake belongs to the Jun family, Jun Xiaoyao said indifferently. When these words were spoken, the expressions of the surrounding heavenly geniuses and immortal ancient creatures all changed. There were a total of 4 10,000-meter Dao lakes in the core area. The Dragon Human race, the Ancient Sorcerer race, and the Three-Eyed Sacred race each occupied a 10,000-meter Dao lake. The last remaining Dao lake was left for the rest of the cultivators. But now, Jun Xiaoyao actually said that the Jun family wanted to occupy this Dao lake all to themselves. This was a little overbearing. You're just a heavenly genius from the outside world. What right do you have? Some immortal ancient creatures were indignant. Seeing this, Jun Xiaoyao glanced at that creature. That creature's expression instantly froze. In the divine palace in his mind, there seemed to be a chaotic millstone stained with the blood of fiend gods, crushing down like the pitch-black sky. The immortal ancient creature's head exploded, and his primordial spirit was directly turned into ashes. He could not even withstand a glance from Jun Xiaoyao. Who else? Jun Xiaoyao stood with his hands behind his back and looked around. This time, the surroundings were completely silent. Whether it was the heavenly geniuses of the outside world or the immortal ancient creatures, they all looked at Jun Xiaoyao with fear and trepidation. It was as if Jun Xiaoyao was a great demon king. This kid is really strange. Other than the crown prince, there might not be many people who can deal with him. Aolai's eyes were also filled with seriousness. The crown prince he was referring to was naturally the crown prince of the dragon human race, a monster in the heavenly god realm. What you want to do is your business. This Dao Lake has nothing to do with the dragon human race. Aolai chose to compromise. Anyway, this Dao Lake had nothing to do with the interests of the dragon human race, so he could not be bothered. At this time, the other immortal ancient creatures' expressions were extremely ugly. Was a priceless 10,000-meter Dao Lake really going to be monopolized by a heavenly genius from the outside world? Jun Mulan, Jun Xuehuang, and the others all had excited looks on their faces. This was the domineering aura that belonged to the Jun family. Lei Mingyuan was so excited that his face was flushed red. Monopolizing a 10,000-meter Dao Lake was something that he never expected. I'm rich. I made the right bet. Lei Mingyuan was overjoyed. This was no longer a bicycle turning into a motorcycle. It was a bicycle turning into a mansion. However, Jun Xiaoyao's next sentence completely stunned Jun Mulan and the others. I think you've misunderstood. The Dao Lake that this son of God is referring to is not just this one. It's the entire core area. The 4 10,000-meter Dao Lakes belong to the Jun family. As soon as his voice fell, the entire place fell into dead silence. Aolai even suspected that there was something wrong with his ears. Jun Xiaoyao wanted to monopolize 4 10,000-meter Dao Lakes by himself. This heavenly genius from the outside world is crazy. All the immortal ancient creatures sucked in a breath of air, dumbfounded. If he was not crazy, how could he say such a thing? Monopolizing this Dao Lake was one thing, but the other 3 Dao Lakes were occupied by the 3 major races. Was Jun Xiaoyao going to challenge the 3 great immortal ancient races alone? As for the heavenly geniuses from the outside world, they were not too surprised. Jun Xiaoyao's overbearingness was well known in the immortal realm. Is this a provocation? Aolai's eyes were burning with anger. He had already given in, but Jun Xiaoyao still dared to slap him in the face. Jun Xiaoyao, I think you've really lost your mind. Long Bichi screamed. Jun Xiaoyao looked at her coldly. Long Bichi's mind was suddenly shaken as she spat out a mouthful of blood. Aolai flashed and stood in front of Long Bichi. Have you thought about the consequences of doing this? Aolai's voice was low and cold. In response, Jun Xiaoyao only had 4 words. If you don't get lost, you'll die. Cold. Domineering. Unquestionable. Fine. If you have the guts, stay here and don't leave. Aolai was so angry that he laughed and flashed away. Obviously, he was going to tell the 3 major races the news. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes were full of contempt and disdain. What he said was like a primary school student telling him not to leave after school and to meet in the woods. Isn't this a bit inappropriate? Even Jun Mulan, a straightforward and impulsive woman, was a bit hesitant. The 4 major races of the immortal ancient seemed to have heavenly geniuses in the divine realm. Although Jun Xiaoyao was at the peak of the true immortal realm, it was indeed difficult for him to resist the 3 major races alone. Don't worry. As long as I'm here, no one in the immortal ancient will dare to be presumptuous in front of the Jun family. Jun Xiaoyao's voice was cold. He needed someone to show off his power. Since the three major races had taken the initiative to present themselves to him, he would not be polite. Chapter 417. After Ao Lai and Long Beachy left, the entire Dao Lake returned to its peaceful state. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, no one would have thought that Jun Xiaoyao would be so terrifying. He had scared away the golden-winged roc, killed the dark son of God, and killed Huang Xuani and Feng Qingling with ease. His cultivation at the full circle of the true immortal realm was also shocking. Of course, the most impressive thing was Jun Xiaoyao's overbearingness. He had offended 3 of the 4 immortal ancient races. It had to be said that he was very courageous. However, the surrounding creatures of the immortal ancient races looked at him with hostility and indifference. Jun Xiaoyao had occupied the Dao Lake, killed people at will, and provoked the 3 races. In the eyes of the creatures of immortal ancient, Jun Xiaoyao was simply a synonym for courting death. If I were him, I would be thinking about how to escape now. That's right. He is just pretending to be tough. Let's see what will happen to him when the time comes. Many creatures of the immortal ancient races looked on coldly from afar, whispering to each other. Jun Xiaoyao had encroached on their interests, so they naturally wouldn't treat Jun Xiaoyao nicely. However, Jun Xiaoyao was so strong that they could only pin their hopes on the geniuses of the 3 races. As for the geniuses of the outside world, their eyes were filled with mixed feelings. Who would have thought that Jun Xiaoyao, who was 1 step behind them, was still walking in front of them? The son of God of the Jun family might really be the one leading the Emperor's road in this era. That's right. It seems that this era belongs to the son of God of the Jun family. I wonder if he can fight against the 3 immortal ancient races alone. These geniuses of the outside world were also curious about the development of the situation. As for Jun Xiaoyao, he was very calm. He didn't panic at all, nor did he have any intention of running away. He had the strength to back him up. "You little brat, I thought I had finally surpassed you, but you are still walking in front of me," Jun Mulan said. She was a straightforward person. Even in front of Jun Xiaoyao, she was not overly reserved. She still spoke in her usual way. Jun Xiaoyao smiled and said nothing. Even if he had such talent and strength, what could he do? But what's wrong with her? Jun Mulan glanced at Princess Longji. Princess Longji stood there quietly, her beauty unmatched. She was waiting for the person who had framed her to appear. "It's a long story. Don't worry about her for now," Jun Xiaoyao said. "Did you?" Jun Mulan raised her eyebrows angrily. "It's nothing. I just trained him a little," Jun Xiaoyao said. "I'm convinced. No woman can escape from your grasp," Jun Mulan sighed. "Does that include you?" Jun Xiaoyao asked with a smile. Jun Mulan rolled her eyes at Jun Xiaoyao and said, "Don't tease me. I won't fall for it." The atmosphere became harmonious. The surrounding heavenly geniuses and immortal ancient creatures were all a bit stunned. Jun Xiaoyao was really carefree. He was not nervous at all. He was too relaxed. On the other side, the furious Ao Lai had also returned to the 100,000 feet Dao Lake where the dragon men were. The 4 100,000 feet Dao lakes were like 4 fields. They were close to each other and were not far from each other. There were no random creatures in the 30,000-meter Dao lakes. They were all heavenly geniuses of the Dragon Men clan. There were about 100 of them. The leader had black dragon horns on his head and black scales on his body. He was another Dragon Man heavenly genius named Ao Zhan. He had the bloodline of the Black Dragon. The aura he vaguely emitted was at the level of a full-fledged, true immortal. It could be said that Ao Zhan's cultivation was second only to the Crown Prince in the Dragon Men clan. Seeing Ao Lai arrive, Ao Zhan said, "Ao Wan should be here soon. The Dao Lake should be about to erupt." As he spoke, he suddenly noticed that Ao Lai's expression was a bit off. What happened?" Ao Zhan asked. Ao Lai's face was cold as he told Ao Zhan everything that had happened. After listening, a strange look flashed across Ao Zhan's eyes. He laughed and said, "Haha, interesting. There's actually such an anomaly among the heavenly geniuses from the outside world. That brat is too arrogant. He doesn't care about the Dragon Men at all," Ao Lai said coldly. "That's right, young masters. I know Jun Xiaoyao's personality very well. Even if you were back down, you wouldn't back down. Long Beach, he said, fanning the flames. If the dragon men attacked together with Long Outyin, they might really be able to keep Jun Xiaoyao in the immortal ancient world forever. That way, the shadow that Jun Xiaoyao had cast on her would disappear. Then let's call the ancient sorcerer tribe and the three-eyed sacred tribe. With such an arrogant, heavenly genius from the outside world, we have to show them. Ao Zhan sneered. Since the heavenly genius from the outside world, called Jun Xiaoyao, wanted to provoke all three tribes at the same time, naturally, they had to fulfill his wish. Soon, Ao Lai, Ao Zhan, and the others went to the ancient sorcerer tribe and the three-eyed sacred tribe's Dao Lake. When they revealed the news, as expected, the heavenly geniuses from the two tribes were cold. The dignity of the immortal ancient four tribes was not to be challenged. The three tribes gathered together and flew toward the Dao Lake where Jun Xiaoyao was. On the other side, Jun Xiaoyao was leisurely waiting for the Dao Lake to erupt. Not long after, a group of densely packed figures flew over from afar. Among them, every one of them had an extremely powerful aura. Their eyes were sharp and piercing, and they gave people a soul-stirring feeling. They're here. The heavenly geniuses from the three tribes are here. The surrounding creatures of the immortal ancient world shouted, their faces filled with excitement. By the time the three clans killed Jun Xiaoyao, they would be able to fight for the Dao Lake again. The remaining heavenly geniuses from the outside world were waiting to see. After all, Jun Xiaoyao had created too many miracles in the immortal ancient world. No one could tell what the final result would be. You're Jun Xiaoyao. Ao Zhan stepped out from the Dragon Man tribe's side. His aura was stronger than Ao Lai's. The aura of a full-fledged true god, as expected of the Dragon Man tribe. Ao Zhan's aura intimidated a group of heavenly geniuses from the outside world. Jun Milan, Jun Xuehuang, and the others also had solemn expressions. Ao Zhan's cultivation was the same as Jun Xiaoyao's. This way, Jun Xiaoyao's advantage was weakened by a lot. However, they didn't know that Jun Xiaoyao's strength couldn't be measured by his cultivation level. If they measured Jun Xiaoyao's strength purely by his cultivation level, it would be like looking at a leopard through a tube. A mere full-fledged true god dares to challenge our three tribes. What a joke. On the other side, there was a group of tall creatures. They were 7 feet tall, and their skin was branded with all kinds of sacred runes. The most eye-catching thing was that there was a vertical eye between their brows. It was extremely profound and mysterious. It was the three-eyed sacred tribe. The one who spoke was a full-fledged true god from the three-eyed sacred tribe. His name was Tugu. That's right. In front of our three tribes, you're just a clown. On the ancient witch tribe's side, a man with all kinds of runes on his face said coldly. Their tribe was proficient in mysterious and strange witchcraft. It could be said that in the entire immortal ancient world, there wasn't a single heavenly genius who could face the three tribes alone. That pressure was simply enough to make one collapse. Jun Xiaoyao, on the other hand, was expressionless from the beginning to the end. His eyes were as indifferent as a god's. Since you're here, don't leave. My Jun family still has a blood debt to you. Chapter 4:18. Jun Xiaoyao said coldly as he looked at the three-eyed holy tribe. The three-eyed holy tribe's heavenly eye holy tribe had killed Jun Tianming. Jun Xiaoyao was going to make the three-eyed holy tribe pay for this blood debt alone. The Dragonborn tribe had joined forces with Zulong, so they were also his enemies. Although the ancient witch tribe had no grudges with him, they were still on the same side as the other two tribes. All in all, these three tribes were destined to be Jun Xiaoyao's enemies. Since that was the case, Jun Xiaoyao had nothing to worry about. What a shameless boast. What right do you have to take revenge on my tribe? Tugu of the three-eyed holy tribe said coldly, I, the Son of God, can take your lives. As soon as Jun Xiaoyao finished speaking, he stretched out his hand. The divine elephant overpowering force was activated, and billions of divine energy surged out, causing the void to tremble like the surface of a lake. His cultivation at the peak of the true immortal realm was fully activated. As soon as he attacked, it was as if a god had descended. His aura made everyone feel suffocated. "How dare you?" Tugu shouted angrily, and his aura at the peak of the true immortal realm burst out. He used the three-eyed holy tribe's secret technique, and the sacred runes on his body lit up, adding to his strength as he clashed with Jun Xiaoyao. When the geniuses of the outside world caught sight of this, their eyelids twitched. Was he courting death by fighting in close combat with the sacred body of the ancients? Sure enough, after this exchange, Tugu's body cracked, and the saint runes were obliterated. How is this possible? Tugu's eyes widened as he exclaimed in disbelief. Although the young man in front of him was tall and slender, his well-proportioned body seemed to contain immense power. Even the son of the true dragon or the descendant of the Kuan Peng could not compare to him. Although they were at the same level, Tugu felt as if he was facing the power of heaven. Jun Xiaoyao's method was extremely simple and crude. He threw a punch. Golden blood rose from his body and turned into a golden divine elephant that suppressed the universe. With the power of the sacred body of the ancients, no one was a match for him. The saying that the sacred body of the ancients was invincible among those of the same level was not just a saying. Although Tugu was also grand completion, true god realm, compared to Jun Xiaoyao, he was still too weak. Impossible! Tua Gu roared angrily and hurriedly displayed the three-eyed sacred clan's innate divine ability. Between his eyebrows, his third eye shone with a dazzling light. It was as if the sun and moon had been destroyed. A beam of destructive light shot out. Wherever it passed, the space trembled. It was extremely fast as it shot towards Jun Xiaoyao. Die! A cruel sneer appeared on Tugu's face. However, there was a hint of mockery in Jun Xiaoyao's eyes. Light gathered in front of his chest, and a vast divine radiance containing the aura of the heavens appeared and shot out. It was the supreme being Bone's ability, the light of tribulation. I almost forgot that the son of God of the Jun family has the bone of supremacy. The geniuses from the outside world who were watching the battle could not help but exclaim. Perhaps it was because Jun Xiaoyao's previous opponents were too weak, so Jun Xiaoyao almost never used the supreme being Bone's ability. Now that it was used, its power was terrifying. The power of the supreme being Bone's ability increased as Jun Xiaoyao's strength increased. As for the immortal ancient creatures, they were dumbfounded. They had no idea that Jun Xiaoyao still had this trump card. Boom! The two beams of light collided. It was as if a nuclear bomb had exploded, bursting out with incomparably dazzling brilliance. Jun Xiaoyao activated the supreme being Bone's ability once again. The light of tribulation gathered in the sky. Then, a terrifying giant hand covered in runes crushed down as if a corner of the sky was collapsing. It was the hand of heaven. This palm pressed down like a five-fingered mountain. Tugu let out a furious roar. The sacred runes on his body burned as he tried to resist. In the end, with a boom, his entire body was smashed into pieces by the hand of heaven. His bones were broken and his tendons snapped. Blood spurted out. A faint shadow flew out. It looked like a miniature version of Tugu. It was Tugu's primordial spirit. Jun Xiaoyao looked over. It was as if a pitch-black divine grindstone had appeared in the void, directly crushing Tugu's primordial spirit. An immortal ancient race's heaven's pride at the peak of the true immortal realm had fallen so easily. The surroundings were deathly silent. Everyone's scalps were numb. Those immortal ancient creatures who thought that Jun Xiaoyao was dead for sure were now so scared that their faces turned pale. That was not some random cat or dog, but a heaven's pride at the peak of the true immortal realm. He was killed by Jun Xiaoyao so easily. If it was anyone else, their brain would explode. And you have to die too. Jun Xiaoyao raised his hand and attacked the remaining three-eyed sacred tribe members again. The heavenly eye saint of this tribe had killed Jun Tianming. Therefore, Jun Xiaoyao only had killing intent towards this tribe. Rumble. Qi and blood surged and magic power rumbled. Even Tugu was not Jun Xiaoyao's opponent. These three-eyed sacred tribe members were naturally not a match. Save me. Let's attack together. Ao Zhan, Ao Lai, and the heaven's pride of the ancient sorcerer tribe gasped when they saw this. Their eyes flashed. They were very decisive and attacked together. One could imagine the scene of hundreds of heaven's prides attacking at the same time. When Jun Xiaoyao saw this, his face was as indifferent as a god's. He raised his hand and used the ultimate move of the divine elephant overpowering force to summon the gate of hell. The chi of the netherworld surged, and a pitch-black and ferocious gate appeared from the void. The gate opened a crack, and many evil spirits and rakshasas rushed out. In the future, when all the dragon and elephant particles in Jun Xiaoyao's body transformed into elemental elephant particles, he would be able to completely open the gate of hell. When that time came, all kinds of demon kings and demon gods would appear. The power would be even more powerful. What kind of move is this? Many immortal ancient creatures exclaimed. The massacre was still ongoing. Kill him. Ao Lai, Ao Zhan, and a heaven's pride at the peak of the true immortal realm from the ancient sorcerer tribe all locked onto Jun Xiaoyao. As long as Jun Xiaoyao was dead, all of the problems would be solved. Ao Lai summoned the fire dragon seal again and suppressed Jun Xiaoyao. Ao Zhan took out a black spear. The body of the spear was as sharp as a horned dragon and carried a cold aura. It was a high-grade, ancient sacred weapon. The true immortal realm heaven's pride of the ancient sorcerer tribe took out a voodoo puppet. Its strength was also comparable to that of a true immortal realm cultivator. Seeing the heaven's prides of immortal ancient attacking together, Jun Milan, Jun Xiaohuang, and the others were about to help. No need for help. You guys go and occupy the other Dao lakes, Jun Xiaoyao said. Hearing this, it seemed that all of the Dao lakes were already in Jun Xiaoyao's pocket. When Ao Zhan and the others heard this, their eyes burned with cold flames with a chilling intent. How dare you? How dare you? They attacked with powerful magic power. Seeing this, Jun Xiaoyao activated the Supreme Bones ability again. Black and white brilliance swept out, carrying with it the intent of reincarnation nirvana. Ao Lai's fire dragon seal was swept by the reincarnation light and turned into ashes almost instantly. How can this be? Ao Lai was shocked. The fire dragon seal was his life treasure, comparable to an ancient sacred weapon. How could it be destroyed so easily? Then, the reincarnation light's momentum did not decrease as it swept past Ao Lai again. No matter how hard Ao Lai resisted, his magic power surging, he could not stop the corrosion of the reincarnation light. Amidst a miserable scream, Ao Lai's body and primordial spirit turned into ashes in the reincarnation light. Another true immortal realm heaven's pride of the immortal ancient race had fallen. Chapter 419. The entire immortal ancient Dao lake was in an uproar. All sorts of cries, screams, and cries of agony could be heard. Countless creatures from the three immortal ancient tribes had been killed or injured. Now, even Ao Lai had died. Long Bichi's face turned extremely pale. Jun Xiaoyao's true strength had exceeded everyone's expectations. Damn it, Ao Zhan's expression was extremely ugly. After the massacre at the Gate of Hell, there were less than 10 creatures from the three tribes left. Only Ao Zhan and the prodigy from the ancient sorcerer tribe had the strength to fight. However, even if they were at the same level, Ao Zhan was not confident that he could defeat Jun Xiaoyao. He even felt a sense of fear that he had never felt before. The prodigy from the ancient sorcerer tribe felt the same way. His eyes were filled with fear and dread. Apart from little sorcerer god, no one can defeat him, the prodigy thought to himself. Little sorcerer god was the most powerful prodigy from the ancient sorcerer tribe. He had received the sorcerer god's inheritance and had reached the heaven god realm. Now it's your turn. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes were emotionless. If he wanted to establish his dominance, he had to do it thoroughly. None of the creatures from the three tribes would be left alive. At this moment, the clouds in the sky started to move as if a hurricane was approaching. A voice filled with endless killing intent and coldness exploded in the sky. Jun Xiaoyao. Along with this loud shout, a figure arrived like a dragon soaring into the nine heavens. He was tall and handsome, surrounded by endless dragon aura. There were dragon horns on his forehead and a pair of golden dragon eyes. He had a noble bloodline aura. Who else could it be but Long Outyin? With a loud bang, Long Outyin appeared in the sky. It's Zulong's forbidden first talent, Long Outyin. When the prodigies from the outside world saw Long Outyin appear, they were shocked. In terms of reputation, Long Outyin was definitely not inferior to Jun Xiaoyao in the immortal realm. He had the blood of the Emperor Dragon and refined 7 dragon essences. He was Zulong's forbidden exceptional talent. He was also a person with great luck and had been nurtured as a core pillar by Zulong. If he didn't die, he would at least become a supreme martial artist in the future. After Long Outyin entered Immortal Ancient, he also seized opportunities everywhere, establishing a great reputation for himself. And now, the two of them had finally met. The following situation is going to be interesting. The eyes of some of the geniuses from the outside world flashed. Jun Xiaoyao had killed Long Outyin's younger brother. The Jun family and Zulong were mortal enemies. With the old and new grudges added together, the clash between the two of them would definitely result in endless sparks. Long Outyin. Jun Xiaoyao also looked over. Although Jun Xiaoyao had heard about Long Outyin for a long time, it was his first time seeing him. One had to admit that Long Outyin was indeed the main character. He was handsome and imposing, and when he shook his body, he exuded a domineering aura. He had an arrogant and cool look on his face. Unfortunately, he met Jun Xiaoyao. Jun Xiaoyao had 100 ways to toy with Long Outyin. Jun Xiaoyao, I finally meet you. If I don't crush your bones and scatter your ashes, how can I vent my anger? Long Outyin's expression was ferocious. He also saw that Princess Longji was standing on Jun Xiaoyao's side. This was enough to prove many things. Ao Wan and Bai Mei-er also came with Long Outyin. When she saw Jun Xiaoyao, Bai Mei-er's eyes flashed with a deep sense of infatuation. Ao Wan's expression changed, a little unnatural. Ao Wan, you're here too. Ao Zhan's eyes flashed when he saw Ao Wan and Long Outyin. They had a new power on their side. They might really be able to fight against Jun Xiaoyao. However, when she heard these two words, Princess Longji's expression froze. Then, she turned to look at Ao Wan. That pair of beautiful eyes surged with monstrous killing intent and fury. You're Ao Wan. Princess Longji's hair danced in the wind. She had been watching coldly from the side. When she heard these two words, she could no longer remain calm. If it wasn't for Ao Wan, she wouldn't be in such a sorry state. If it wasn't for Ao Wan, she wouldn't have been humiliated and played by Jun Xiaoyao. Most importantly, Ao Wan had nearly caused her to die. If it wasn't for Jun Xiaoyao, Princess Longji might not even know who had set her up. As for why Ao Wan set her up, Princess Longji had always been confused. Now that she saw Ao Wan come with Long Outyin, she understood instantly. Is it because Long Outyin is unhappy with me and ordered Ao Wan to attack me? Or did Ao Wan attack me herself? Princess Longji thought to herself. Previously, when Long Outyin pursued her and wanted her to be his wife, Princess Longji was cold to him. Perhaps this attitude hurt Long Outyin's pride and made him hate her, so he ordered Ao Wan to take revenge. Of course, it was also possible that Ao Wan was infatuated with Long Outyin and attacked her out of jealousy. But if that was the case, Princess Longji would be in trouble. All in all, Long Outyin definitely had something to do with her being set up. At the thought of her being in trouble, Princess Longji's anger burned even more fiercely. Die for me. Without another word, Princess Longji attacked Ao Wan with her palm. When Ao Wan saw this, panic flashed across her eyes. Then, she hid behind Long Outyin and cried, "Save me, Mr. Long. Damn it. You be *TCH. I knew it. You're with Jun Xiaoyao." Seeing Princess Longji coming, Long Outyin was even angrier. He hadn't asked about Princess Longji and Jun Xiaoyao yet. Princess Longji wanted to kill Ao Wan directly. Aolwan was very useful to Long Outyin now. He couldn't just watch Aolwan be killed by Princess Longji. Thus, Long Outyin attacked as well. His dragon chi surged, and he clashed with Princess Longji's attack. Seeing Long Outyin protect Aolwan, Princess Longji confirmed the relationship between Long Outyin and Aolwan. Therefore, she was even more furious. How dare you call me a bitch? Long Outyin, you and this bitch are the ones who are in cahoots. You want to set me up? Princess Longji's hair danced in the wind, and her eyes were spitting fire. The two of them clashed. Their chi shot out and shook the earth. This scene left all the sky prides in the outside world completely dumbfounded. What did they just see? The ancient freak from Zulong was fighting with the forbidden first generation. This was the first time they've seen such internal strife. Most importantly, no one knew exactly what had happened. Logically speaking, the two of them should be working together to fight against Jun Xiaoyao. Of course, the spectators didn't know about Jun Xiaoyao's plans and intentions. Right now, Jun Xiaoyao's lips curled into a faint smile. This was what he wanted to see. Layer after layer of misunderstandings stacked on top of each other and exploded at the same time. All rationality was gone. Only anger and hatred were left. Plus, Long Outyin and Princess Longji were both prideful and conceited. Arrogant people like them wouldn't bother to explain themselves. They would rather the other person admit their mistake. But once the misunderstanding deepens and cannot be resolved, it will only lead to a deadlock. In the end, the relationship will be broken. From this, one could tell that not only was Jun Xiaoyao a good strategist, he was also very observant of people's hearts. If Long Outyin's personality was one of calmness and patience, he might be able to slowly resolve this misunderstanding. But now, no words would work. Princess Longji had to kill Aolwan. Long Outyin was also determined to protect Aolwan. Because of this, the conflict between the two of them became a dead knot. Jun Xiaoyao didn't even move a finger, and he caused Zulong's two dragons to break down. From the beginning to the end, only Lei Mingyuan knew about Jun Xiaoyao's plan. The way he looked at Jun Xiaoyao at the moment was filled with extreme admiration and admiration. Jun Xiaoyao, forever a god. Chapter 420. Who would have thought that Princess Longji and Long Outyin would end up like this? Logically speaking, even if Princess Longji did not like Long Outyin. However, since he was the first generation of the lair of Zulong, Princess Longji did not mind helping him. Because of Aolwan, she and Long Outyin had completely broken off their relationship. This was a situation that no one had expected. In the outside world, beside the immortal ancient mirror, everyone in Zulong was dumbfounded. The scene in the immortal ancient mirror made them wonder if their eyes were playing tricks on them. Otherwise, how could they see such a ridiculous scene? No, this is impossible. Why are they fighting to the death? Many of Zulong's elders were shouting. They had completely lost their composure. Remember the website. The Birth of Two Dragons, The Rise of the Ancestor Dragon. This was Zulong's prophecy. Some of the Zulong's elders had even made plans to marry Long Outyin and Princess Longji. One of them had the blood of the Emperor Dragon, while the other had the blood of the ancient Emperor Dragon. If the two of them were to get together, their descendants would have indescribably powerful bloodline. They might even give birth to a little ancestor dragon. But now, seeing the two of them fighting to the death, everyone in Zulong was stunned. They were so angry that their livers trembled. Jun Xiaoyao must have done something behind the scenes. One of Long Outyin's elders was so angry that his voice trembled. They thought that Jun Xiaoyao must have done something. However, Jun Xiaoyao had concealed his whereabouts and aura when he went about his business. So as long as Jun Xiaoyao did not want to, no one in the outside world would be able to see his every move through the immortal ancient mirror. Zulong was in a daze. Naturally, he did not know what Jun Xiaoyao had done. The elders of the Jun family laughed heartily when they saw this scene. As expected of Xiaoyao. That's amazing. One of the Jun family elders laughed. It was effortless. Let them bite each other like dogs. Serves them right. The other elders of the Jun family were gloating. Previously, the Jun family had been targeted and 3 of their sequences had been killed. This had made the elders of the family choke with anger. Now, Jun Xiaoyao had finally stood up for them. Like Zulong, Fallen God Palace, and 10,000 Phoenix Spirit Mountain were also furious, especially the Palace of the Fallen Gods. Although Huang Xuanyi and Feng Qingling had died in Wanhuang Spirit Mountain, they were still alive. However, the 2 core Heaven's Prides, Huang Zi and Phoenix Maiden, were still there. Fallen God Palace was a bit sad. Previously, the fallen son of God had been killed by Jun Xiaoyao in the lower realm. Now, the Dark Son of God had been killed by Jun Xiaoyao. The Fallen God Palace's current generation prodigy was already completely bare. Damn it! A group of powerhouses from Fallen God Palace were hidden in the black fog, each and every one of them gritting their teeth until cracking sounds could be heard. It seems that the plan is about to be activated. The remaining disciples of Fallen God Palace should take action. Wake him up. Only he can deal with Jun Xiaoyao. The people of Fallen God Palace were secretly communicating with each other. These hostile forces of the Jun family had long reached some kind of agreement before the opening of the immortal ancient world. Targeting the sequence of the Jun family was just the beginning. They still wanted to make the Jun family pay the price in blood. Back at the core area of the immortal ancient Dao Lakes, Long Outyin and Princess Longji were fighting. Both of them were Heaven's Prides of the Dragon Clan. One was an ancient freak, and the other was a taboo first generation. It could be said that neither of them was backing down. Ao Wan, who saw this scene, was moved. Long Outyin was willing to fight for her, which was enough to prove that all the things she did were worth it. However, she didn't know that Long Outyin mainly wanted to use her. He just wanted to take a harem. As for Bai Mei there was only mockery in her eyes. Sure enough, everything was within Jun Xiaoyao's expectations. Bai Mei's admiration and infatuation for Jun Xiaoyao deepened. It was 1,000 times more than her admiration for Long Outyin before. Jun Xiaoyao had a faint smile on his face as he enjoyed the scene of the 2 dragons fighting. Sure enough, this feeling was not inferior to crushing him. It was even better. Oh, right. I was so focused on watching the show that I almost forgot about some trash to take care of. Jun Xiaoyao turned to look at Ao Zhan and the others. He reached out his hand and activated the power of the celestial bone. Immortal light surged, and the divine might was shocking. Ao Zhan and the others' expressions changed. After a few rounds, the Heaven's Pride of the Ancient Witch Clan screamed. His body was shattered, and his primordial spirit was destroyed. Almost all the creatures of the other 3 clans were killed. Only Ao Zhan turned into his true form of a black dragon and fled into the distance. Jun Xiaoyao was about to chase after him. The 4 Dao lakes and the entire core area trembled at the same time. Violent waves appeared on the surface of the lake, as if it was boiling water in a pot. Steam surged as if a volcano was about to erupt. It's starting, Jun Xiaoyao's eyes flickered, and he stopped his pursuit for the time being. He looked around and said coldly, "These 4 Dao lakes belong to the Jun family. I, the Son of God, will kill anyone who dares to take the opportunity in them." Jun Xiaoyao's words made the restless creatures around feel as if they had fallen into an ice cave. It was as if a basin of ice water had been poured into their heads. With Jun Xiaoyao's previous performance, he didn't need to say anything. It was just a simple sentence, but it was enough to intimidate them. Although the opportunity was good, one had to be alive to take it. Both the Heaven's Prides and the creatures of immortal ancient retreated to the edge of the Dao Lakes. Long Outyin and Princess Longji also stopped fighting for the time being. "You crazy woman." Long Outyin's face turned ugly. The original Empress Dowager had turned into an enemy. Long Outyin's heart was filled with hatred. He hated Princess Longji's betrayal and hated Jun Xiaoyao even more for cuckolding him. "You're the adulterous couple. How dare you secretly plot against me?" Princess Longji said coldly. Ao Wan said coldly, "I'll remember this. My cousin is the Dragon Human Crown Prince. If you offend me, there will be no place for you in Immortal Ancient." Hearing Ao Wan's words, Princess Longji's killing intent surged. Clearly, The hatred between the two sides had reached the extreme. As long as Long Ao Yin continued to protect Ao Wan, it would be impossible for him to mend his relationship with Princess Longji. The two would become enemies. It was also at this moment that the four Dao lakes finally erupted at the same time. Like a volcanic eruption, the four Dao lakes surged with waves. Pillars of water shot into the sky and rumbled. That scene was like four pillars that supported the heavens, rising from the ground and rushing into the heavens. At the same time, many opportunities also shot out along with the pillars of water. The four Dao lakes were the most ancient Dao lakes. Naturally, the opportunities were also the greatest. Everyone was shocked to see a dense mass of light being shot out along with the water column. Heaven's Dao origins. All of them are Dao origins. Everyone who saw this scene widened their eyes and their breathing quickened. Dao origins were extremely rare in Immortal Ancient. Previously, Lei Mingyuan fought to the death with the other Heaven's Prides for the five Dao origins. However, at this moment, merely the beginning of the eruption had spewed out hundreds and thousands of Dao origins. Everyone's eyes instantly turned red. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes also flashed. With these Dao origins, his Zenith Heaven Immortal body could finally be completely cultivated. Chapter 421. Everyone knew that Jun Xiaoyao had many tricks up his sleeves and kept them hidden. However, there was one trump card that outsiders did not know about. It was the body book, one of the 9 great heavenly books. The 9 great heavenly books could be said to be the highest inheritance. Each heavenly book represented the pinnacle of a path. For example, the body book was the pinnacle of the path of the physical body. Any heavenly book, if cultivated to the pinnacle, would have unparalleled power. It was an absolutely powerful trump card. It was even rumored that if one could collect all 9 great heavenly books, they might even be able to glimpse the path of immortality. The value of the 9 great heavenly books was needless to say. However, it was also very difficult to cultivate them. Even with Jun Xiaoyao's foundation, it took him a long time to cultivate the first volume of the body book. Now, seeing the surging origin of the path, Jun Xiaoyao could finally cultivate the immortal Daoyuo, immortal body. It would be a great boost to his strength. Coupled with the sacred body of the ancients, it was simply amazing. Moreover, after cultivating the immortal Daoyuo, immortal body, he could also start to cultivate the second volume of the body book. Jun Xiaoyao was looking forward to it. He reached out his hand and surged his magic power, collecting the origin of the path that was spewing out. He also asked Jun Milan, Jun Shuahuang, and Jun Shiyu to go to the other 3 10,000-foot Dao lakes to collect the treasures. The 4 Dao lakes were not far from each other, so they could look after each other. If something happened to the other Dao lakes, Jun Xiaoyao would immediately make a move. Seeing Jun Xiaoyao collect a large amount of origin of the path, all the creatures around watched with bloodshot eyes. The geniuses of the outside world were fine. After all, they already knew how overbearing Jun Xiaoyao was. Although they were jealous, they could only watch for the sake of their lives. The remaining creatures of Immortal Ancient felt extremely unbalanced. This was clearly an opportunity for their Immortal Ancient world. Logically speaking, it should be the creatures of Immortal Ancient eating the meat, and the geniuses of the outside world drinking the soup. However, Jun Xiaoyao had single-handedly turned the tables on them. These Immortal Ancient creatures could only watch helplessly. This feeling was as if a mountain of gold was placed in front of him. He could only look at it, but could not touch it. It was extremely uncomfortable, despicable. Many Immortal Ancient creatures cursed inwardly. However, they were not stupid. Jun Xiaoyao had already proven himself with his strength. As for the human wave tactic, I'm sorry. Jun Xiaoyao's Hell's Gate could offset the advantage of numbers. It was impossible to drown Jun Xiaoyao with a sea of people and exhaust his strength. Moreover, Jun Xiaoyao had an almost infinite amount of Dharma power in his body because of his holy body. Therefore, it was impossible for him to be exhausted. As Jun Xiaoyao plundered the treasures, he released his own peak true God realm aura at the same time, intimidating all directions. His entire body was shrouded in celestial light, as if a divine king had arrived. The oppressive aura he exuded caused all of the surrounding creatures to not dare to approach the Tao lake. The gushing continued. At first, only the origin of the Tao gushed out. As time passed, all kinds of strange treasures were spat out. There were jade slips, ancient medicines, broken weapons, and magical artifacts. There were all kinds of treasures. As for Jun Xiaoyao, he took them all without even looking at them. As the son of God of the Jun family and the young master of the Jiang family, Jun Xiaoyao's standards were very high. He might not even look at the treasures that were enough to make ordinary geniuses fight to the death. But now, Jun Xiaoyao was not picky about his food. Even if he did not like most of the treasures, he could at least give them to the people around him. On the side, Long Outyan's eyes flickered. He did not act rashly because there was nothing that could tempt him yet. While the rest of the beings were envious, there was nothing they could do about it, due to Jun Xiaoyao's might. At that moment, lightning suddenly flickered in the gushing water column. It was the corpse of an ancient beast. Its entire body was silver white. Through the cracks of the corpse, one could vaguely see that there seemed to be a silver heart flickering inside. "Hey, is that the corpse of a thunder beast?" some geniuses said in surprise. The thunder beast was an ancient beast that controlled the power of thunder. It was rumored to be a terrifying beast that carried out punishment on behalf of the heavens. This corpse is priceless. Not to mention, there seems to be a thunder beast's heart in it. Some people exclaimed. The corpse of the thunder beast and its heart were definitely a great opportunity for geniuses who cultivated the Tao of thunder. However, for geniuses of other elements, it was just a sigh. It was not very attractive. When Lei Mingyuan saw the corpse of the thunder beast, his eyes shone with green light. He could feel that his heavenly thunder physique was yearning for this opportunity. However, without Jun Xiaoyao's permission, he would not take the initiative to take it. Jun Xiaoyao saw Lei Mingyuan from the corner of his eye. He reached out and grabbed the corpse of the thunder beast and the thunder beast's heart. Then, he gave it to Lei Mingyuan. Lord Son of God. Lei Mingyuan was so excited that his face flushed red. Take it, Jun Xiaoyao said. Although the corpse of the thunder beast and its heart were not bad, they were not attractive to Jun Xiaoyao. His Thunder Emperor mystique had long been cultivated to perfection. He did not need the corpse of the thunder beast at all. He might as well give it to Lei Mingyuan. He had worked hard even if he did not contribute. Thank you, Lord Son of God, for your gift. Lei Mingyuan was extremely excited. If he relied on himself, it was impossible for him to obtain this great opportunity. Sure enough, he followed the right person. When I have time in the future, I will teach you the Thunder Emperor mystique, Jun Xiaoyao said. When Lei Mingyuan heard this, his blood rushed to his head, and he almost fainted from excitement. Lei Mingyuan will follow Lord Son of God to the death. Lei Mingyuan swore. Jun Xiaoyao had given him a new lease on life. Jun Xiaoyao nodded lightly. Since Lei Mingyuan was loyal to him, he was also willing to raise Lei Mingyuan's strength. Although Lei Mingyuan was not qualified to be his follower, he could still be his servant. Lei Mingyuan was also the successor of the Thunder Emperor Mountain. In the future, when he grew up, he would be able to become the #1 figure of the Thunder Emperor Mountain. Wouldn't the entire Thunder Emperor Mountain also be subdued by Jun Xiaoyao? Although Jun Xiaoyao had the intention to use him. But between people, there was always mutual benefit. He would not help Lei Mingyuan for no reason. After that, the Tao Lake continued to erupt. The other 3 Tao lakes also erupted many good things. Jun Mulan, Jun Xiaohuang, and Jun Xiyu received so many treasures that their hands went limp. That armor, could it be the legendary Heavenly Feather Phoenix armor? Jun Mulan found a female armor. It was very exquisite and gorgeous. It was exactly the same as the legendary Heavenly Feather Phoenix armor that was made with phoenix feathers. That's great. Jun Mulan was overjoyed as she received the Heavenly Feather Phoenix armor. If it weren't for Xiaoyao, I wouldn't have been able to get this treasure. Jun Mulan was very happy. Jun Xiaohuang and Jun Xiyu also received treasures that were suitable for them. While they were overjoyed, they were also grateful to Jun Xiaoyao. If it weren't for Jun Xiaoyao, How could they be so carefree and collect treasures in an environment where there was no competition? For a moment, not to mention Jun Huang and Jun Shiyu. Even Jun Milan, who had the most manly personality and the most explosive temper, was full of admiration for Jun Xiaoyao. Chapter 422. Now, all four Dao lakes were occupied by the Jun family. Jun Xiaoyao and the others had collected so many treasures that their hands went soft. For Jun Xiaoyao, until now, he had not encountered any treasures that particularly tempted him. All of a sudden, Jun Xiaoyao sensed a unique aura. What he saw was a piece of white bone fragment. Jun Xiaoyao waved his hand and took it. He found that it was a bone jade slip. It was filled with the aura of the Great Path. Could it be the Great Path enlightenment of a supreme master? Jun Xiaoyao raised his eyebrows. This was a faint aura. Obviously, it was not the enlightenment of an ordinary master. It was stronger than an ordinary supreme being. It might even be the enlightenment of the top supreme being, Chaos Dao Master. However, after thinking about it, Jun Xiaoyao shook his head. He had his own Dao and did not need to borrow others' Dao. Not to mention the enlightenment of Chaos Dao Master. Even the enlightenment of a great emperor was only of reference value to Jun Xiaoyao at most. There was no room for him to borrow. But I can give it to Sister Xingyi. She has an innate Taoist embryo. If she can add the enlightenment of a Dao Master, she will gain a lot. Jun Xiaoyao thought and put away the bone jade slip. In addition, Jun Xiaoyao also found a rare treasure. It was an ancient tree that emitted spiritual energy. Could it be the divine spiritual wood? Jun Xiaoyao looked at it. This piece of divine spiritual wood was branded with various runes. At the same time, it gathered the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. It is suitable for Jiang Luoli, Jun Xiaoyao murmured. Jiang Luoli had the Yuan spirit Dao body. This piece of divine spiritual wood was most suitable for her cultivation. Is there nothing that can catch my eye? Jun Xiaoyao was slightly disappointed. At this moment, in a magnificent water column, there was suddenly a terrifying spiritual energy. At the same time, there was a strong Taoist rhyme. It's the aura of the origin of Tao, but it is different. Jun Xiaoyao looked over. Surprisingly, a small tree that looked like it was carved out of jade was brought out by the water pillar. That small tree was incomparably resplendent and beautiful, as gentle as white jade. The most eye-catching thing was that there were balls of origin of the Tao growing on the small tree. At a rough glance, there were more than 100 of them. Don't think that these hundreds of balls of Tao source couldn't compare to the thousands of balls of Tao source that had spouted out earlier. One had to know that this was the source of the Tao that grew on the ancient tree. In other words, this ancient tree could continue to condense Tao origins. That was terrifying. That's heavens, we must be seeing things. It's a top-grade immortal herb, the ancient Tao source tree. When they saw this ancient tree, everyone in the surroundings seemed to have stopped breathing at the same time. The ancient Tao source tree was a rare immortal herb that could absorb the spirit chi of heaven and earth on its own and condense the source of Tao. It could be said that with this ancient Tao source tree, he would be able to continuously produce Tao origins. This was not only attractive to individuals. It was extremely attractive to all the major sects and forces. With this ancient Tao source tree, the forces behind it would also be able to benefit from it. It's really the ancient Tao source tree. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes were also shining. Finally, there was a treasure that he was interested in. Immortal herbs that could continuously produce treasures like the ancient Tao source tree were extremely rare. Even the Jun family only had one spirit soul ancient tree that could produce soul fruits. The reason why Jun Xiaoyao's soul power was so strong was not only because he had cultivated the chaotic divine grindstone visualization method since he was young, but also because he often consumed soul fruits. The ancient Tao source tree was obviously rarer than the spirit soul ancient tree. The origin of the way was very helpful to Saint Realm cultivators. Very good. With this ancient Tao source tree, I don't have to worry about cultivation resources for the time being. Jun Xiaoyao smiled. The eyes of the rest of the people around him turned red and their breathing became heavy. Long Outyen's eyes flashed coldly. He was also tempted. However, at this moment, a wisp of aura made Long Outyen's eyes shine brightly. It was even more attractive to him than the ancient Dao source tree. At the same time, Ao Luan and Princess Longji were also attracted. Even Ao Zhan, who was watching from afar and did not dare to get close, also looked over. The Dao lake rumbled and the pressure dissipated. A dragon-shaped corpse was swept out of the lake. The pitch-black dragon corpse exuded a terrifying dragon clan aura. Its body was not particularly large, but it had a monstrous aura and a dragon clan bloodline aura. What caught everyone's attention was that this dragon-shaped corpse had 2 pairs of dragon wings on its back. That's a winged dragon. Princess Longji almost stopped breathing. Her beautiful eyes were filled with extreme desire. The winged dragon was an ancient ferocious beast that was as famous as the 9-headed snakelet. Its power was comparable to the true dragons and divine phoenixes. Judging from this winged dragon's corpse, it might not be a pure-blooded winged dragon. However, at least part of the winged dragon's bloodline was very attractive to the dragon clan. Oh, a dragon corpse with a winged dragon's bloodline? Jun Xiaoyao said. It seemed like this dragon corpse was indeed very precious. It was a pity that Jun Xiaoyao wasn't all that interested in it. However, no matter what, this kind of thing was very rare and had endless uses. There would always be people who needed it. Jun Xiaoyao raised his hand and was about to collect the ancient Dao source tree and the dragon corpse. At this moment, Long Outyen could not wait any longer. He roared and stepped into the Dao lake. Jun Xiaoyao, you don't deserve to have this kind of treasure. The other immortal ancient beings were also extremely jealous. Seeing Long Outyen take the lead, they could not suppress the greed in their hearts. With so many treasures in front of them, even if they could snatch 1 or 2 treasures in the chaos, it would still be a profit. Princess Longji's eyes were also filled with desire. She wanted the dragon corpse very much. However, when she thought of how unfathomable Jun Xiaoyao was, she did not choose to take the initiative. Instead, she chose to adapt to the situation. In the distance, Ao Zhan was also extremely eager. However, with Jun Xiaoyao around, he did not dare to get close. Damn it! I can only let the crown prince subdue this person. Ao Zhan gritted his teeth. Seeing Long Outyen and the others step in, Jun Xiaoyao's face turned cold. You're courting death. Jun Xiaoyao first summoned the gates of hell. Endless demons of hell rushed out and fought with the immortal ancient beings who did not care about their lives. As for the geniuses of the outside world, only a few of them made a move. Most of them were still watching from the outside. Jun Xiaoyao, today, I'll let you pay with your life for my brother. Long Outyen roared and activated the true dragon mystique. 7 colored dragon patterns appeared in the void. This was the manifestation of Long Outyen's 7 dragon essences superimposed on the true dragon mystique. The moment he attacked, the power was extraordinary. It destroyed the layers of clouds in the sky, and a terrifying dragon chi surged. Seeing this, Jun Xiaoyao shook his head slightly. Even if Long Outyen had the ability to challenge those of a higher cultivation level, he could not pose any threat to him. Arrogant loach, let this son of God teach you a lesson about reality. Jun Xiaoyao reached out. The power of lightning gathered between his 5 fingers, and lightning stars appeared one after another. Jun Xiaoyao used the Thunder Emperor mystique to fight against Long Outyen's true dragon mystique. The two's mystiques collided. In an instant, the world rippled, and the universe shook. Lightning and dragon chi intertwined and shot out, as if the universe had exploded. Chapter 423. Long Outyen activated the 7 dragon essences and combined them with the true dragon technique. With his late-stage true immortal realm cultivation, he could challenge those of a higher level and threaten those of the paragon of the true immortal realm. Unfortunately, his opponent was Jun Xiaoyao. Jun Xiaoyao was not only powerful, but he also had the ability to challenge those of a higher level. Therefore, it was almost impossible for Long Outyen to defeat someone stronger than him. Bang! Dragon chi and lightning essences surged. Both of them used great techniques. The vibrations drowned out the entire area. In the intense collision, Long Ao-Yan's body flew out like a cannonball. He coughed out a mouthful of seven-color blood. His eyes bulged as he stared at Jun Xiaoyao. It was as if he had seen the most unbelievable thing in the world. As the first talent of the Zulong taboo, he had always been victorious. However, he was injured and coughed out blood in the first exchange with Jun Xiaoyao. To him, this was something that he simply could not believe. He was not the only one. The surrounding geniuses of the outside world gasped as well. Their eyes were filled with shock. Perhaps the creatures of Immortal Ancient did not know how famous Long Ao-Yan was. However, the geniuses of the outside world knew very well. It would not be an exaggeration to say that he was the most famous genius of the younger generation. However, such a top-notch heaven's favorite had been shaken by Jun Xiaoyao to the point of coughing up blood. If they did not see it with their own eyes, who would believe it? Princess Long Ji's eyes flashed with surprise. If Jun Xiaoyao could kill Long Ao-Yan, it would save her a lot of effort. As for Ao-Wan, her expression revealed a trace of nervousness. No way. Mr. Long is extremely powerful. He will not lose so easily. Ao-Wan comforted herself. Long Ao-Yan reached out and wiped away the blood at the corner of his mouth. His golden dragon eyes stared coldly at Jun Xiaoyao. Seven-colored dragon qi surrounded his body. His injuries were healing at an extremely fast speed. Even so, he had lost a lot of face. Jun Xiaoyao, you are seeking death. Long Ao-Yan raised an eyebrow in anger. Coughing up blood after just one move was something that the arrogant Long Ao-Yan could not accept. Long Ao-Yan attacked again. 7 dragon essences vaguely appeared in his body. Each dragon essence represented the inheritance of a powerhouse from the lair of Zulong. At this moment, the power of the 7 dragon essences was stacked on top of Long Ao-Yan's body. His aura had also increased by 7 times. That kind of magic power fluctuation was shockingly comparable to a paragon in the lesser perfection true god realm. How powerful! Long Ao-Yan really does have the ability to challenge those of a higher level. Seeing Long Ao-Yan's soaring aura, the surrounding heavenly geniuses and immortal ancient creatures sucked in a breath of cold air. Maybe Long Ao-Yan can really fight with the son of God of the Jun family for hundreds of rounds, someone predicted. On the other hand, Jun Xiaoyao's gaze landed on Long Ao-Yan's body. He was surprised when he saw the 7 dragon essences in Long Ao-Yan's body. That's a pretty good opportunity, Jun Xiaoyao murmured with a chuckle. Seeing how Jun Xiaoyao was looking at him like he was his prey, Long Ao-Yan was even more furious. No one had ever treated him like a prey. Jun Xiaoyao died. Long Ao-Yan raised his hand and grabbed. The power of the 7 dragon essences gushed out and turned into a 7-colored dragon spear. The energy fluctuation was extremely powerful, and its power was monstrous. It pierced towards Jun Xiaoyao. The void seemed to be pierced by the 7-colored dragon spear. This move was extremely shocking. Even some of the immortal ancient creatures in the late stage of the true god realm felt their hair stand on end. If they were careless when facing this move, they would also be severely injured. However, Jun Xiaoyao was calm and collected. He reached out, and the heavenly god spear condensed and clashed with the 7-colored dragon spear. The void rumbled again, and Long Ao-Yan's body was pushed back again. His face was cold as he began to control the power of the 7 dragon essences. Within his body, a golden dragon essence began to emit divine light. A dragon's roar was heard, and golden light shone between heaven and earth. The shadow of a golden dragon condensed in the void. Its scales were exposed, and it was lifelike. The golden dragon's dragon essence. Not far away, Princess Longji's eyes lit up when she saw this. The 7 dragon essences that Long Ao-Yan had refined were all different, and they controlled different elemental powers. This was also Long Ao-Yan's strength. As the golden dragon essence was activated, the void was filled with endless qi of gold. The golden dragon controlled the power of gold. After Long Ao-Yan activated the golden dragon essence, he could naturally control this power too. Golden dragon swords condensed together with the dragon shadow. In the end, there were thousands of them, and they all slashed towards Jun Xiaoyao. The chi of gold boiled, and the world was filled with sharp sword chi. Seeing this, Jun Xiaoyao used his finger as a sword and slashed out with the immortal slaying sword art. Sword chi gushed out, and the scene of an immortal god falling appeared. In the sky, sword chi crisscrossed. Thousands of sword chi were destroyed by Jun Xiaoyao's sword. Long Outyin activated the dragon essence again. A crimson dragon essence in his body lit up, accompanied by a deafening dragon roar. A flame dragon shadow that was burning with raging flames appeared. This was the dragon essence of the crimson dragon. In an instant, a sea of fire filled the sky and swept across the sky. Jun Xiaoyao waved his hand, and his dermic power vibrated like the wind, splitting the sea of fire. Flame Dragon Furnace. Long Outyin controlled the crimson dragon essence, and the shadow of the crimson dragon coiled in the void, turning into a furnace that seemed to be able to melt the world. It suppressed Jun Xiaoyao. If one were to be trapped within this attack, even a true God Realm advanced stage genius would be turned into ashes instantly. Jun Xiaoyao reached out a hand, and a dark, devouring vortex appeared in the void. The vortex was like a black hole, devouring the surrounding sea of fire and the flame dragon furnace. Long Outyin roared and activated 7 dragon essences in succession. Different elemental dragon essences were activated. In an instant, the entire Dao Lake was filled with all kinds of wind, rain, lightning, fire, and frost. This powerful aura caused everyone to be shocked. As expected of the forbidden first talent of Zulong. With 7 dragon essences, who can match him? A prodigy exclaimed. Long Outyin did not even need to use his trump card, the blood of the Emperor Dragon. Just the 7 dragon essences were enough to defeat the current generation of the Mystic Realm. Jun Xiaoyao's entire body was completely submerged in the wave of elemental dragon essences. Jun Xiaoyao, it's time for your legend to come to an end. Long Outyin sneered. He was extremely confident in his own strength, and now he had activated all 7 dragon essences. Even if Jun Xiaoyao did not die, he would probably be severely injured. Just as Long Outyin was thinking about this, a soft laugh came from the wave of elemental dragon essences. Long Outyin, you dare to come out and embarrass yourself with this little strength? Hearing this voice, Long Outyin's pupils suddenly shrank. He looked over and was completely dumbfounded. He saw Jun Xiaoyao walk out of this destructive wave of elemental dragon essences as if he was taking a stroll in the park. He did not even use any defensive techniques. He just put his hands behind his back and walked out step by step. All kinds of flames, lightning, frost, and lightning around him automatically dissipated when they came within 10 feet of Jun Xiaoyao, melting like snow. Magic immunity. Nothing could harm him. Jun Xiaoyao was like the monarch of heaven and earth, strolling leisurely and leisurely. The elemental dragon essences around him all turned into nothingness. Chapter 424. Long Outyin was dumbfounded. He was not the only one. The surrounding sky prides and living beings of Immortal Ancient were all stunned as well. If it were anyone else, even a perfect, true God Realm sky pride, they would be in a sorry state. Even a perfect, true God Realm sky pride would be injured if they were not careful. But what did they see? Jun Xiaoyao walked out without any defense. Long Outyin's all-out attack was a stark contrast to Jun Xiaoyao's leisurely and calm demeanor. What kind of skill is that? Long Outyin was shocked. Spiritual power immunity was extremely rare. Ordinary people would not be able to tell. Jun Xiaoyao was expressionless. Without saying a word, he pointed his finger. Thunder and lightning gathered and flashed. The Lightning Emperor's finger was executed. With a single point, thunder and lightning surged. A giant finger of lightning formed in the void and shot towards Long Outyin. I don't believe it. Long Outyin's hair danced wildly as the power of the 7 dragon essences gathered together. Seven dragons destroy the world. Long Outyin raised his hand, and the seven dragon essences of different colors each released a divine glow. Accompanied by seven dragon roars, seven dragon essences of different colors soared into the sky. The seven dragon essences gathered and turned into the rainbow dragon essences, clashing with the lightning emperor's finger. Violent magic power shook the earth in all directions. Even something as powerful as the lightning emperor's finger was destroyed by this move. The rainbow dragon essences did not lose its momentum and charged towards Jun Xiaoyao. So powerful. Seeing this move, many sky prides felt their scalps go numb. Even a perfect, true God Realm sky pride would not be able to withstand the power of this move easily. Princess Longji's beautiful eyes were solemn. Long Outyan's strength had exceeded her expectations. The shadow of the seven-colored holy dragon charged at Jun Xiaoyao with overwhelming might. Seeing this, Jun Xiaoyao was expressionless. He threw out an ordinary punch, but contained shocking power that exploded in the sky. It was the six paths of reincarnation fist. Six reincarnation vortexes appeared, as if there were six small worlds, accompanied by Jun Xiaoyao's punches. The dense power of reincarnation spread out, as if it wanted to pull people into the endless cycle of reincarnation. The seven-colored sacred dragon was directly torn apart by the six reincarnation vortexes. Long Outyan's expression changed drastically. He hurriedly took out his defensive Dharma artifact, a seven-colored dragon shield. However, that one punch from Jun Xiaoyao was capable of destroying everything. The fist landed on the seven-colored dragon shield. With a cracking sound, it cracked and shattered. The shockwave struck Long Outyan's body, causing him to spit out blood again. Even though his body had been tempered by the Emperor Dragon's blood and reached an extremely terrifying level, his body was still extremely weak. But now, he was still unable to block a single move from Jun Xiaoyao. Damn it! Dragon Soul Saber unsheathed. The corner of Long Outyan's mouth was stained with blood. He raised his hand and dragon energy gushed out. A dazzling golden dragon saber appeared. It was a supreme artifact that he had picked up from a shabby stall. The Dragon Soul Saber. Long Outyan held the Dragon Soul Saber in his hand and slashed out. Saber chi surged and turned into a golden saber shadow, splitting the fist light. You are indeed a little lucky. Looking at Long Outyan, Jun Xiaoyao said calmly. To be able to pick up a supreme artifact from a shabby stall, it was indeed the luck of the main character. However, it was a pity that all luck was useless before Jun Xiaoyao. He took out the exterminating tyrant sage king glove and put on his right hand. He pushed out his palm, and his palm collided with the Dragon Soul Saber. Bright sparks burst out, and the sound of metal clashing could be heard. 5 billion kilograms of divine power burst out, causing Long Outyan to vomit blood. Dragon Scale Saber Technique. Long Outyan lashed out with his blade again. The blade aura turned into countless razor-sharp golden dragon scales, raining down on Jun Xiaoyao like rain. Jun Xiaoyao took a step forward, and vigorous magic power gathered at the supreme artifact bone in his chest. Dense reincarnation power gathered, and then black and white light burst out, condensing into a black and white wheel in the void. It was the second ability of the supreme artifact bone, the reincarnation disc. The moment the reincarnation disc appeared, the surrounding space seemed to distort. As the disc rotated, it seemed to pull one's soul into the cycle of reincarnation. The reincarnation disc crushed the void, and the Dragon Scale Saber Technique's Saber Aura was annihilated. Then, it pressed down on Long Outyan without losing momentum. Feeling the terrifying power of the reincarnation disc, Long Outyan's expression finally changed. He pushed the power of the seven dragon essences to the limit, and once again formed the seven-colored sacred dragon, wanting to resist the reincarnation disc. In the end, the seven-colored sacred dragon was directly annihilated by the reincarnation disc. Long Outyan's body was fiercely pushed back, and cracks appeared on his extremely strong body. Cough! blood that was suffused with seven-colored light kept spitting out from Long Out-Yin's mouth. At this moment, Jun Xiaoyao stepped across the void, and his slender figure appeared in front of Long Out-Yin in a flash. He reached out with one hand toward Long Out-Yin. "You!" Long Out-Yin roared. He suddenly realized that a terrifying suction force was pulling him, and the seven dragon essences that were originally refined in his body seemed to be about to leave his body. This made Long Out-Yin's expression incomparably shocked. Jun Xiaoyao actually wanted to snatch away his seven dragon essences. "Jun Xiaoyao, you're delusional." Long Out-Yin once again unleashed his little universe. He did not know what kind of secret technique he used, but his cultivation realm actually directly broke through to the complete true God realm. The seven dragon essences were a big reliance of Long Out-Yin, and also one of his trump cards. It was impossible for him to sit back and watch Jun Xiaoyao snatch them away. The corner of Jun Xiaoyao's lips curled into a faint smile. Those who were familiar with Jun Xiaoyao knew that this smile meant that he was going to trick someone again. "If the Son of God wants it, can you resist?" Jun Xiaoyao raised his hand and directly used the ultimate move of the divine elephant overpowering force, the Heaven and Earth Furnace. The Heaven and Earth Furnace that emitted a heavy aura directly suppressed down. Long Out-Yin's figure was restrained by Jun Xiaoyao, and he could not escape at all. In the end, he was directly suppressed into the Heaven and Earth Furnace. Refine. Jun Xiaoyao used his magic power to activate the Heaven and Earth Furnace. He wanted to forcibly extract the seven dragon essences from Long Out-Yin's body. Of course, it would be better if he could extract the blood of the Emperor Dragon. As for Long Out-Yin's life, it depended on whether he could survive or not. Watching Jun Xiaoyao forcefully suppress and refine Long Out-Yin, the surroundings were dead silent. Whether it was the geniuses of the outside world or the creatures of immortal ancient, their hearts trembled, and their souls seemed to leave their bodies. Jun Xiaoyao was too strong, too invincible. Especially the geniuses of the outside world, they felt it the most. Long Out-Yin's reputation was comparable to Jun Xiaoyao's. Some people even said that Long Out-Yin would be Jun Xiaoyao's archenemy. But the result? In front of Jun Xiaoyao, Long Out-Yin could not resist at all. This was not a battle of equals at all, but a king bullying a bronze. Dong! 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 A trembling sound came from within the Heaven and Earth Furnace. It was Long Out-Yin struggling to resist. The refining ability of the Heaven and Earth Furnace was extremely strong. Even if Long Out-Yin was trapped inside, he could not last for long. He was like Sun Wukong who was trapped in the furnace. Unfortunately, he did not have Sun Wukong's ability, only arrogance. "Let's extract the seven dragon essences first, then the blood of the Emperor Dragon. Let's see how you resist then." Jun Xiaoyao chuckled. Those words made everyone's hair stand on end. Perhaps only Jun Xiaoyao had the courage to casually refine Zulong's forbidden first talent. It's over. Is Zulong's forbidden first talent going to fall just like that? Many people thought in fear. Chapter 425. If Long Out-Yin died at the hands of Jun Xiaoyao, the impact would be too great. This was not just a battle between two sovereigns. It was a battle between the Jun family and the Archean royalty. If Long Out-Yin lost, wouldn't it mean that the Archean royalty was inferior to the Jun family? Of course, Long Out-Yin could only represent Zulong. However, to some extent, the lair of Zulong could also represent the far ancient royal family. If Long Out-Yin really dies, the lair of Zulong will probably go crazy, right? Maybe Zulong will start an immortal war after the immortal ancient world ends. Many sovereigns were speculating. Long Bichi, who was standing beside Ao Zhan, was pale as a sheet. Her invincible brother Out-Yin was like a turtle in a jar. He could not do anything to Jun Xiaoyao. Long Bichi had thought that Long Out-Yin could defeat or even kill Jun Xiaoyao. In that case, the shadow in her heart would disappear. Now, Long Bichi was even more traumatized by what she saw. Just then, a shrill scream was heard. "Mr. Long!" Ao Wan dashed out and made her move. She could not sit back and watch Long Out-Yin die. You are overestimating yourself. Jun Xiaoyao looked indifferent when he saw Ao Luan rushing toward him. He had already become enemies with the dragon men. He did not mind killing one more person. Jun Xiaoyao flicked his finger, and the 9 tribulations demon-slaying thunder from the Thunder Emperor's grand theurgy flew toward Ao Luan. This attack was enough to kill Ao Luan. Ao Luan gritted her teeth. A cold light flashed in her eyes. Although she liked Long Out Yin, she would not throw her life away. She flipped her hand and took out a dragon seal from her space dharma artifact. She crushed it. With a loud boom, a terrifying aura spread out in all directions. The dazzling golden divine radiance illuminated all directions. A young man in a golden robe appeared in this sacred and brilliant light. He was a handsome young man with fair skin. His long golden hair flowed down his back. There were 2 golden dragon horns on his forehead. Although he was only a shadow, a terrifying aura swept out. He was like a young king descending to the world. It's the crown prince of the dragon men, Ao Guang. Some immortal ancient creatures could not help but exclaim. There were 4 immortal ancient races in the immortal ancient world. And within these 4 great immortal ancient clans, each had a heavenly god realm prodigy. They were called the 4 young kings of the immortal ancient immortal. The handsome blonde youth in front of him was the young king of the dragon human clan, Crown Prince Ao Guang. At this moment, although Crown Prince Ao Guang was only an illusory image, the pressure of the heavenly god stage was not weak at all. Ants from the outside world, how dare you provoke the dragon human clan? Ao Guang's expression was indifferent, truly like a young king overlooking the common people. Heavenly God Realm. Jun Xiaoyao looked at Ao Guang with disdain. You only cultivated to the heavenly God Realm in the immortal ancient world. Even I, the son of God, feel ashamed for you. What Jun Xiaoyao said left everyone dumbfounded. They were all stunned. Hearing Jun Xiaoyao's tone, it was as if the heavenly God Realm Ao Guang was trash. Is he crazy? How dare he provoke the young king of the dragon men? All the immortal ancient creatures were in disbelief. Jun Xiaoyao was at the true God Realm. He was indeed very strong. He stood at the top in the immortal ancient world. But he had to bow his head when facing a heavenly god. After reaching level 9 Sage, there was a huge gap between each small realm, let alone true God Realm to heavenly God Realm. This was a major realm. The difference was like clouds and mud. Your cultivation is not high, but your tone is not small. Ao Guang's eyes were cold. This shadow carried the power of his primordial spirit. He could naturally understand the disdain in Jun Xiaoyao's tone. Ao Guang attacked. A punch blasted out, magic power surging. Even if it was just a shadow containing the power of the primordial spirit, it was enough to kill a true God Realm prodigy. This was the difference between the true God Realm and heavenly God Realm. Ao Guang's fist technique carried a supreme aura of light, making people feel as if they were facing a divine king of light. It's the divine light fist. In the distance, Ao Zhan exclaimed. At the same time, his eyes carried a hint of coldness. This brat dares to provoke the crown prince. Simply courting death. Ao Zhan said to himself coldly. Crown Prince Ao Guang possessed the radiant sacred dragon bloodline and was extremely strong. Even if Ao Zhan had the cultivation of the true God Realm, he could not take a punch from Ao Guang. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes revealed a cold look. No one could be high and mighty in front of me, the Son of God. Jun Xiaoyao also punched out. The radiance of the 6 paths of reincarnation fist collided with Ao Guang's divine light fist. At the same time, Long Bichi began to attack the heaven and earth cauldron. She was coordinating with the crown prince to rescue Long Out Yin. You adulterous couple. Don't even think about it. Princess Longji's eyes flashed. She did not want Long Out Yin to escape. Ao Wan took out another talisman and crushed it. Terrifying magic power burst out and shattered the heaven and earth cauldron with a loud boom. Long Out Yin let out a long howl and escaped. However, he was in a sorry state at the moment. His clothes were torn and his flesh and bones were charred. If Long Outyen had not grown defensive dragon scales when he was trapped in the heaven and earth cauldron, he would have been in a worse state. However, the worst thing was not his physical condition. It was the 7 dragon essences that he had refined. They had been refined by the heaven and earth cauldron. The 7 dragon essences of different colors floated in the heaven and earth cauldron. "Prince Long, let's go," Aoluan said urgently. "Don't even think about it." Princess Longji attacked again. "You bitch. You and Jun Xiaoyao are birds of the same feather." Long Outyen was enraged when he saw Princess Longji attacking him. Princess Longji really wanted him dead. She was not just saying it. There was no room for reconciliation between the two of them. "Just you wait." Long Outyen was not satisfied. He wanted to take back the dragon essences, but Princess Longji was stopping him. If things were to drag on any longer and Jun Xiaoyao was able to free up his hands, there was a real risk that he would be killed. Long Outyen had no choice but to give up the 7 dragon essences. Although he still had a trump card, he would not dare to fight Jun Xiaoyao again until his cultivation was on par with Jun Xiaoyao's. Together with Aoluan, he forced Princess Longji to retreat and dashed into the distance. When Bai Mei saw this, a glint flashed across her eyes, and she followed after him. On the other side, Jun Xiaoyao used the 6 paths of reincarnation fist. It was powerful and broke A.O. Guang's divine light fist with one punch. As for A.O. Guang's illusory figure, it also crumbled inch by inch under the fist radiance. A.O. Guang's eyes flashed, and he said coldly, "Interesting. You're an ant outside. When I come out of seclusion, you will definitely die." After he said that, A.O. Guang's shadow shattered into countless spots of light. Long Outyen, Aoluan, and the rest had already escaped. Jun Xiaoyao looked away and shook his head slightly. It was a pity that he did not kill Long Outyen this time. However, Jun Xiaoyao also knew that it was not easy to kill a main character like him who was protected by heaven and earth. For example, Aoluan helped him this time. Next time, there might be someone else who helped him. However, Jun Xiaoyao did not panic at all. He did not feel that it was a pity, because he had already gained something. Jun Xiaoyao waved his hand. In the heaven and earth cauldron, 7 dazzling dragon essences shone brightly. Ordinary dragon essences were already extremely precious. These 7 elemental dragon essences were even more precious. They were one of Long Outyen's trump cards. Now Jun Xiaoyao had gotten his hands on it. "Long Outyen, I want to see what other surprises you have for me." Jun Xiaoyao put away the 7 dragon essences and smiled. It was time to harvest leeks again.